There's more girls here than anywhere in the world, and we play rock and roll. All we do now, we don't like add in. Some clubs will play a little bit of rock and roll. We play only rock and roll. I like the girls that come here.
All right, we're on Disco Acid Cult TV. First stream with Dixon Cider on screen.
Dude, I made it. Here we are in the prime time.
Protomax beat us to the stream like usual. Dude, so I am still working on a new intro, which I don't know why I've just started making a new one, because I've had 2 streams a week going on for a while, but now that I have 3, I thought I'll make a second one. And yeah, like I said on the Instagram, I started making a new intro, and I really wanted to do the whole white zombie girl making sex noises, you know, the moans.
Yeah.
You know, like in the intro that I just played, you hear there's the little audio, the voice saying the clip in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I always have like a little clip before the song starts of someone saying something. I thought, oh, I'll do the girl making noises. So I started, you know, it's like, oh, awesome. I've got plenty of ex-girlfriend videos. I'll get some audio from one of those videos of my ex-girlfriend making fucking noises. And when I work on stuff, like any kind of creative thing or whatever, I usually stay up late. This is how I used to record music. I'd like stay up late, up till like midnight, 1 in the morning. And it almost is like, it almost gets to the point where it seems like I'm drunk, where like I'm just up late working and listening to the same 1-minute portion of music over and over and over again. And I'm just doing stuff and changing it and whatever. And then I go to bed. And then I wake up the next morning and I listen back to what I did, and it's almost like I don't remember it, even though I do, you know. But
you hit that state of delirium.
Yeah, I just kind of start zoning out, listening to the same audio over and over and over and over again. So I was working on this thing until like midnight. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I went back to listen to it, and I was like, dude, I can't fucking, it was fucking horrendous, dude. It was like, there is one little part that I kept in, and it's kind of quiet and covered. Most people probably won't even know what it is. But I mean, like, I had audio of her like gagging on, like it just I got way too carried away with this shit, and it might as well have just been. First of all, I had noises that she was making throughout the whole song. Like I like put them in like with the music. Like it was almost like she would like, I would make her like a noise that she made over like a drum fill or a certain part, and then got sounds of her like choking, and I was like, dude, I can't. Okay, I'm getting carried away with this shit.
That would have been a hell of a first intro.
Yeah, it was terrible. But no, there is one little part I can keep in. Like I said, it's kind of covered up. Most people probably won't even know what it is or whatever. But right now I'm just kind of working on, like, I don't even really know what I want the video to be. I've been taking clips from certain movies. That's usually what I do. Like right now, the intro is just the car from Miami Vice in the very first episode driving. But I've been taking.
That's a good aesthetic, though. I like it.
Yeah, it works out. I always fuck it up so much that people can't really tell what it is. Generally, there's been one person so far on the Instagram that's messaged me and said, "Oh, that's the Miami Vice car," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're the one person that got it, so that's good." But yeah, fucking I don't know. Have you been up to anything decent?
Decent? I mean, I don't know about decent. I'm recently single after a 2.5-year relationship. So.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and now I can finally chase my dream of finding a racist girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true. You got to find a groiper.
Yeah, I'm not stopping until I do. She's out there.
I feel like it's probably hard to find them today, but it's going to be easy to like weed them out. Whereas like just in the very first conversation, you just say something racist, and if she stays, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if she immediately pulls out the Burger King crown and puts it on, that's how you know.
Yeah, it's not like you got to wait 6 months to find out if she's really racist. Like you'll find out from day one.
Oh yeah.
That's the one good thing about that. But it will be hard to find, especially in California.
Especially in California.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, maybe in our area. it might be a little easier in our area of California, but yeah, white girls, man. White girls are an enigma nowadays.
Yes, they are.
A whole different kind of animal. Okay, well, that will lead into our first topic pretty nicely, actually. But I was going to say one last thing. I watched, I posted the clip of it yesterday. You ever seen that movie, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Dude, I saw that movie with a girlfriend at the time when it came out. Like, straight up, her mom drove us to the theater. And it reminded me of that era of like those indie movies like Juno, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. There was that Scott Pilgrim. It was basically like the Michael Cera indie era of movies.
Yep.
And
Scott Pilgrim versus the World was good.
yeah, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist again reinforced my idea that which is funny because you just mentioned that you're recently single and you're now going to go start looking for a racist girl. And I'm going to talk about how once you pass like 25, you just should not be dating. Like once you're past 25, if you're single, you just you just cut it off. Or in my situation, like I'll accept groupies, I think. Like I said, if the YouTube channel ever pops off, I will accept groupies.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah. But as far as like falling in love, I think I've hit the line for that. It just sounds so fucking gay. Like what's gayer than like being 32, meeting a new girl? Like I'm gonna have a crush on a girl, dude. I'm 32. I'm gonna like stay up till 1 a.m, texting this new girl, all excited, telling my friends, like, yeah, I met this new girl. Bro, that just sounds fucking gay.
See, I wouldn't say that dating past 25 is like gay, but having a crush on somebody after 25 is definitely gay. Like that's
Yeah,
just weird.
but that's kind of inherent. Like that's what dating is.
I don't know. I think you can date. I've dated plenty of girls that I have not had crushes on.
Okay, that's actually when you say it in that form of a sentence, it makes more sense to me. I guess because for me, I've always been like a cheesy motherfucker. So like my idea of like dates and like first dates, especially, I can't do now. Like once you're past 25, a first date is like you're going out to dinner or like you're going to a movie. And to me, it's fucking boring. Like my idea of a first date back when I was 19 through 24 was like, let's fill up a water bottle full of Smirnoff and wander around town at 2 a.m. and like talk about music and wake up on someone's front lawn or something.
That still sounds better than 97% of dates. Like to this day, I would rather do that.
Absolutely. But it's like not very socially acceptable to do at 32.
No. I do love the memes though. Have you seen the memes where it's like the hot girl's like staring off in the distance and she's like, so you're telling me after your 13th beer you talking to Chinese accent?
No,
Those
I've
are
not
great.
seen that one.
Oh. I'll have to find it and send it to you.
Oh, that is awesome though.
But yeah, it's just like the hot girl sitting at a table with like her jaw dropped open. And she's like, after your 13th beer, your Chinese accent comes out? That's what I need.
Yeah, no. For
what we all
your
need.
case with finding the racist girl, yeah, you will find, like I said, you will not waste any time. You'll never pass a first date and wonder, like, is this the racist girl I'm looking for? You'll know immediately, which is good because then you can cut her off right away if you need to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've never met a woman that was hot enough that I was willing to pretend to be liberal for.
Okay, I have, but back when things weren't like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. I've had women that I've met where like I don't go into my politics with them because I know that they're not, for it or they're not going to agree with me. But I've never pretended to like agree with something that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's this girl in LA. I just mentioned her before we got on this Mexican chick in LA. She actually has some songs. I used to play one of her songs in the intro. She's like super fucking retarded when it comes to like anything political, in my opinion. And it's weird. She knows that I think that, and she's watched the streams, so she knows how I talk. She follows it, like all the pages and everything, but like she still talks to me. I don't know. It's weird. She probably would. She what?
That's cool. More people should be like that.
It is cool. But I don't understand it because she probably would tell me that I'm like misogynist and hate women. Like if I texted her right now and said, I'm gonna text her right now. If I text her right now and say, hey, do you think I'm like, do you think I'm any kind of sexist or whatever? She'll probably just flat out say yes. But then my next question would be like, well, then why do you, like, why do we talk? Like, why are you, yeah, I guess maybe she is just like one of those people that's
Dude, it's like
somewhat,
some deep-rooted sexual issues, like, she hates everything you say, but that's what turns her on.
that's what it has to be. Cause I'm telling
Yeah,
you, she's not the type where she's like open-minded to like, oh, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Like, she's definitely not that type. But for some reason,
like,
me and
she
her have
never
always,
agreed with her dad growing up, but she always craved his attention.
I don't think she's ever even talked to me about her dad. So it probably has something to do with, I talk about it all the time. I've never dated a girl with a dad. Um, Like, I have no memories of ever, going to meet a girl's father, except there was one girl, but we were only friends coincidentally. And, I did meet her dad, and he didn't like me, which is funny because in that example, we were actually just friends, and we were just, like, gonna hang out. But, as far as dating girls, yeah, I've never had to meet a girl's dad. Something about girls without dads, it's crazy. I was gonna say, "Oh, we should study those," and I'm like, "Oh, wait, there are a lot of studies on girls with no dads."
Dude, we've studied them personally, so every girl that I've been in a serious relationship, like, over a year, has been missing at least one parent. Not always the dad, sometimes it's the mom, but
Oh,
that is a common denominator in girls that I'm in long-term relationships with.
that's gotta be a weird what is a girl like that has a dad but no mom?
With a dad but no mom, not
Yeah.
great.
Would you
Not
say
great at all.
better or worse than the girl with a mom, no dad?
Far worse.
That is super weird. So, it's better for the girl to have a mom and no dad.
Oh, absolutely, because I don't think most dads, like, know how to prepare a daughter, especially when they're in their teenage or know how to raise a daughter by themselves, especially when they're in their teenagers years. Like, they just don't know, you know?
That is true. That is true, yeah. Most single dads probably have no idea what they're doing with a daughter.
So then they end up, like, a bunch of abandonment issues and shit like that.
But then it's I don't know, it's weird because then, you think of I almost think maybe girls that have no dads, maybe they are, like, truly fucked up. I mean, we know they are, but they're, like, insane, but we're kinda just so used to them because it's so normal nowadays to meet a girl with no dad, like, it just seems like every girl has no dad now.
Yeah, I would say the biggest difference is, like, girls with no dad, they don't get the example, but girls with no mom, they don't have the blueprint, you know? Like, they don't have the blueprint of, like, what's it like to grow up as a woman in as a teenager to adolescence.
Yeah, that
'Cause
makes
my
sense.
last ex, she lost her mom when she was 16, so, I mean, that's, like, a pretty crucial age to have that happen.
Yeah. Do the girls drink Coors Light after work when they have no mom?
That's wait, who said that?
Potomax is
Heard
asking,
about
do
this?
girls drink Coors Light after work when they have no mom?
Not Coors Light, but she was definitely into beer, like, heavy into IPAs and shit.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I was never an IPA person.
Ryan talking about the legendary Dixon cider. Dude, IPAs are a girl drinking IPAs. That's insane. I'm convinced that anyone who drinks IPA, that shit's not good. And it's just people, it's guys that want to be cool. It's just hipsters. It's the same on a different level. The same people that say heroin is better than fentanyl, they're just fucking hipsters. They're trying to be like jazz musicians. Like, yeah, heroin's got soul. And no, fentanyl is obviously the superior product, far higher for less money.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you know what I mean about IPAs. Like only hipsters drink that. That's just disgusting. But
Oh, and
a
they
girl
pretend they're
drinking
good too, like,
IPA
you're
is
never
crazy.
gonna hand me a Miller Lite and then a glass of, like, motor oil and tell me that the Miller Lite's not better, you know?
Yeah, or just any kind of, my one of my guilty pleasures is that I do like Bud Light. People always say it tastes like piss or water, but that's the point. It tastes like water, so you could just drink it. You could just drink a shit ton of it, and you know what I mean. It doesn't really matter. I do like Miller Lite. Miller Lite is great. Miller High Life. I used to drink a lot of those.
All the champagne
Coronas,
beers.
dude. Yeah, anything but an IPA, dude. That shit's gross. I can't even imagine being with a girl that drinks IPAs.
Yeah, no, and the worst part is she'd get one and then get, like she was a mean drunk. She'd have one beer, and it's like, I'm fucking walking on eggshells.
Bud Light is goated. Yeah, it's just easy to drink. Um, I'm still trying to think of a way to word this text to this girl. I don't want to just straight up text her and say, "Do you think I hate women?" or something. But Modelo beer. I never liked
I mean,
Modelo.
just
Never.
I say rip the Band-Aid right off.
Well, I'm letting her know that I'm streaming. Um, I'm streaming. And I wanted to ask you. Okay, I'm gonna word it kind of fancy, I guess. Would you classify me?
There you go.
Would you classify me as uh should I use sexist or misogynist? What's the one? What's
Chauvinist. Really mix it up.
chauvinist?
Chauvinist, yeah.
What is the actual definition of chauvinism?
So I think chauvinist is not as bad as misogynist. It's somewhere in between like sexist and misogynist. Like you don't intentionally hold women back, but like you think men are just superior, I guess.
Yeah, chauvinist. It says a person displaying excessive or prejudiced support for their own cause or group, in particular, a man prejudiced against women. That is a great word. I'm glad you mentioned that. That is a
Like
lot better.
Sean Connery is a legendary chauvinist.
Oh, dude. Sean Connery wouldn't be a legend if he wasn't a chauvinist, for sure.
Like that interview he does with Diane Sawyer is one of my favorite pieces of media of all time.
Dude, celebrity interviews are terrible nowadays compared to what they used to be. Yeah, I've never been a big Modelo guy. I also hate Tecate. It's like one of my least favorite. Becky, you're not
I
a
don't like Tecate.
misogynist.
I mean, I do like Mexican beers. Like I'll drink a Modelo, but yeah, I don't like Tecate.
You love your ex-girlfriend way too much to be a woman hater. Yes, it is true. It is true. And I love all my ex-girlfriends, actually. That is the one. There's one ex-girlfriend I have in particular that I can't stand and never could stand. I didn't even like her when I dated her. My friends just wanted me to date her, so I did. But yeah, no, all my ex-girlfriends are great. There's no way I'm any kind of a misogynist. Okay, but we're gonna keep the girls topic. I'm gonna roll into the first topic now. When the trashy girl from high school gets pregnant, or I guess just when she becomes moms, we will obviously flesh this out. What we're talking about in specific is when the trashy girls from high school basically get pregnant immediately after high school and they like completely adopt the mom life like that.
Dude, full on 180.
Yeah. Yeah. When we talked about this yesterday, there was one girl in specific that you mentioned. I won't name her, I guess, at least right away. You never know when I'm going to drop names or not, but she was a cheerleader. She was kind of a weird. Was she a whore?
She like gave off the feeling that she was, but I don't think she was, because she was in like long-term relationships. Like she dated a what do you call it? What do you call a professional motocross rider?
Okay. In high school?
Yeah.
How old was the professional motocross rider?
He's a couple years older than her, but yeah, they were together for a long time. And then that's when she broke up with him, and then met her first baby daddy.
I don't even know who her first baby daddy is.
Did
we go to school with him or no?
He's got a famous family in Dixon, like one of the prominent Dixon families.
Okay. It is bewildering when the trashy ass girl has kids. You know the thought side of them be screaming at them like the Green Goblin Mask at night.
Yes, 100%. Because that's what I always think. Like you skipped the fun part of being an adult and in your late teens and early 20s. You just went from being a whore to being a mom. There's no way. That's not sustainable.
It is super weird, and it happened. There was a lot of cases from our high school specifically. Like I mentioned another girl in particular that we went to high school with before we got on the stream. Yeah, just as soon. The thing that's funny is you expect it and you don't. You expect them to get pregnant, at any given moment, but you expect them to have an abortion is what I expect.
Yeah.
But instead, like something switches, and I guess that does happen. There are those girls that, my mom's told me this, some girls get pregnant and just like a switch flips and they just kind of immediately like turn into mom mode.
Dude, it's like destiny being fulfilled.
But the one we were talking about in particular has like straight up lip. She's like a lip filler type of trashy girl is what we're talking about. And I know me and her were always fine. We were always like, we didn't hang out outside of school, but like if we had class together, we were friends. I'd probably make jokes in class and she would laugh
Oh, well, yeah, she wasn't paying attention to what was actually going on in class, so.
Yeah, I was always cool with her. We still follow each other on socials and whatever, but
Yeah, no, legitly bottle girl in Vegas for a while.
Was she?
Yeah.
I wish she was still doing that because that's like her calling, that's what I think she should be doing Dude, she's got lip filler, probably like multiple rounds of lip filler.
Oh, boob job, the whole 9 yards.
I think my mom says she runs into her in town at the salon getting their nails done once in a while, and my mom is always making jokes to me like, dude, she looks like a duck. And I'm like, dude, that's the look. I don't know what to tell you, but it's in the DNA. Women are meant to be mothers, not whores. Proto-Max dropping biblical knowledge. But yeah, it is a weird thing because, like I said, you expect it. You expect them to get pregnant immediately, but you expect them to abort the fucking baby and continue living their life.
No, those are college girls that do that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. These girls didn't go to college, huh? I mean, maybe I think one of them went to nursing school or something, but that's that's like the trashy woman's version of college.
I had a friend that worked at because I worked for UC Davis, and so I know I probably shouldn't say that on here. Whatever. But he worked for the student like health facility or whatever. He said they had to keep a stock of like 500 Plan B at all time, and he said the most he ever gave out in one day like had to be in the 30s.
To nurses?
Just the students, just to like the girls.
Jesus, yeah, college has to be. I'm always jealous of people that went to college. I went to community college for a short time, but I was disappointed, especially being born in '93. Like our generation, we got all those movies about like college parties but like actually people that go to like college and live in dorms and shit.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I thought the college experience was. So when I got to community college and I was like, this is just high school. Like this is literally just an extension of high school. And so I was like, this is fucking lame. I'm not doing this. Had I gone to like a, some like university or some real college and got to go live in a dorm or something, I would have loved that shit. And that probably would have been like the peak, the prime of my life, like had I done that. But instead I was still playing in bands. So that became like prime of my life, was being in the band right after high school. But yeah, it's weird because these girls don't usually go to college. Like we said, they have kids. And then after they have the first kid, they just have like 4 more. Like they all have like fucking 4 or 5 kids. In one of the cases, the girl married a guy who had a kid or 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like a family, like they've squeezed their families together, is what it seems like. And they're always married to guys that like, they've got the stubble. They probably have like diamond earrings.
Oh, they do some sort of trade. They work for a refinery or something.
Yeah, they wear hats with the flat bill, the straight bill. They wear button-up shirts every day. They're wiggers. Let's call it what it is. They're wiggers. They get with these guys that are basically like grown-up wiggers. Like they definitely said the N-word in high school, unironically.
Yeah, they work long hours just so they don't have to be home with that.
Yeah, they tell them it's because they like supporting them, but it's definitely because they don't want to be home with 5 kids all day.
His family, like, no, dude, I'd rather be anywhere else. God.
There's another girl in particular who wasn't really trashy, but she did have kids pretty soon after high school that I know. She's married to a guy that works, similar guy, except he looks like he's actually retarded. It's kind of like a running joke between me and my mom because my mom knows her, and I'm always joking that, she should be married to me.
Would I know?
What?
Would I know him?
Yes, you would know her. I don't want to name her either. Actually, I will shoot it to you right now.
I was gonna say, yeah, DM me.
But okay, so hold on. The girl texted back. She said, "Hold on, I'm googling what that is." So good call on using the word chauvinist because she doesn't know what it is. That was a great call on your part, actually.
Oh, just proving your point right there.
I just said basically misogynist. Hold on, I misspelled misogynist there.
Say misogynist light. Diet misogynist.
I am gonna say misogynist light. Okay, hold on. The one that I'm talking about that is retarded, who's married to a guy that looks retarded. I think she was a grade younger than us.
Dude, I knew that's who you were talking. Yes, you are correct.
Super blonde.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
pretty sure he might be retarded.
He looks.
And I know this because I have friends that are really close with them that tell me he might be retarded.
Oh, that is awesome.
For sure, an alcoholic. Like full blown alcoholic.
Okay, she she might actually be like way too spot on, and I'm kind of uncomfortable with this. She said, I'd say with you it stems from narcissism more so than misogyny. I don't like that.
I
When
don't
girls get
yeah, that doesn't sit well with me either.
when girls kind of get like spot on things about you.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I will gladly accept that answer. I was just talking about like past narcissistic behaviors on the
I just
stream the
didn't
other
think the
day.
girl that didn't know what chauvinist meant was gonna nail it that hard.
Dude, I'm telling you, she's like I don't know. She's one of those weird cases. Like any other girl that talked like this girl, I will say there's kind of like two different hers. Like the stuff that she posts online is a completely different person than like when you're FaceTiming with her at midnight. It's like two totally different people, which is fine with me. I'm also two totally different people. Like the way I talk on, here and the way I talk on the page or whatever is it's partially the way I talk in real life, but I generally say more inappropriate things here. But
Yeah, it's just exaggerated.
she said, I think you patronize everyone, but yes. What
Dude, you
does
need to go down this girl might be your soulmate.
does patronize mean harass people or talk shit to them?
Patronize means, I don't really know how she would mean it in that context, because I don't think you patronize people.
I don't think she's using the word right. The
I don't think
definition
so
is
either.
treat in a way that is apparently kind or helpful, but that betrays a feeling of superiority. So she thinks I talk down to people while trying.
But she thinks you talk down to people by talking them up. Like, that's what patronizing is, basically.
Yeah. So she could be trying to sound smart now that I use that big word chauvinist.
Yep. You guys are in the battle of syllables right now.
Oh, Jesus, I can't lose this one. Yeah, I do need to move to LA though. That is something that I should throw on my bucket list. You've dated girls with kids, right?
No.
Okay, so okay. I've always said
Not
I
yet,
don't
no,
think.
but now that I'm 32 and single, it feels like it's coming.
Yeah, you're telling me, dude. So I never have. I don't think I could. I always say, never say never. If there was ever a case where, there was some girl that was like fucking perfect and she had a kid or whatever. Yeah, sure. Calamity Jane, the ex-girlfriend I always talk about, she has a kid now. That would be one case where I couldn't, which really sucks because I would, of course, would love to get back with her. But just because it's her specifically that has the kid now, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy because I have a kid now. I mean, I'm obviously not with the mom, so I mean, I guess it is a little more easy for me to accept that that's the route that I'm probably gonna have to go.
Yeah, that's what I would think because it's, especially, yeah, if you have a kid and the girl has a kid, you can't have anything against her for it.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, in your situation where, like, 'cause I have one ex where I always think about, like, I would definitely get back together with her, but if I found out she had a kid, I probably, like, wouldn't.
Yeah, it's different meeting a girl that you've never met before that has a kid with some guy that you've never met before versus a girl I dated for 5 years. We broke up. It's been like 6 or 7 years now. She has a kid. That'd be weird.
Yeah, because I feel like I'd always compare, like, who she was to who she is now and, like, what I like more, you know?
Yeah, but then yeah, even meeting a new girl with a kid, for to sound gay as fuck for a minute. One, I'd be kind of worried about fucking up the kid. Especially if me and the girl had our own kid. I'd be really nervous about treating her kid differently than our kid. And then, I fuck up this kid because I don't treat him right or whatever. Basically, like
No,
I'm
and
a
it's
bad
awesome that you
stepdad.
realize that because a lot of guys get into that situation and just don't think about it or don't care, and then they do end up fucking up the kid's life.
Yeah, I would imagine that happens all the time. Guys think they're ready for it, or I have one buddy who didn't date a girl, but he hooked up with a girl who had a kid. It's actually a great story. He's this real nerdy white guy, so it's funny coming from him. He hooks up with this girl and he goes to leave her house in the morning. And as he's leaving, her kid, kind of like toddler age, comes out and like says hi to him or like waves to him. And my friend doesn't know what to do. He's not really around kids. He goes, "Oh, hey, what's up, little buddy?" And he gives him a fist bump, and then he leaves out the front door. And we're like, "Dude, you just fucking disrespected that kid. You banged his mom and then called him little buddy."
You might as well just gone to the pantry and taken his fruit snacks and
You might as
damn.
well have recorded his mom all night and just left him with the video or something.
You might as well just taken your fingers and gone like, "Here, buddy, take a whiff."
Dude, do you remember
Oh,
Jamie?
Jamie Villa?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jamie Villa, back when we used to hang out, just because you made me told a story about sniffing fingers. My first date with a particular ex-girlfriend may or may not have involved my finger uh halfway going in a certain back door. And what was funny is the whole week prior to that, Jamie was making a lot of jokes about butterfingers, is what he was calling them, putting your fingers up girls' butts. And so after this date with the girl, I went back to hang out with my buddy and with Jamie. And so I got back to the house and immediately I'm like, dude, Jamie, guess what I fucking did? And he's like, what? And I was like, butterfingers. And Jamie reaches over and grabs my fucking hand and takes my hand and he goes, and he goes, oh yeah, butterfinger. I'm like, dude, come on, Jamie. I like this girl.
Dude, that's such a Jamie thing.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite memories of that guy.
Yeah, I guess I used to live right across the street from him. Like he was literally the house right across the street, and I'd go over there almost every day. Showed me Grand Theft Auto, taught me my first scooter tricks.
Dude, I never hung out with him in high school. I didn't hang out with him until right after high school. No, there was a time in high school because our singer Austin and him became buddies. When we were in the band, Austin got sent to Maine Prairie, the continuation school, and Austin really did a lot for our audience, our crowd. He basically introduced us to the trashy kids, like the burnout kids in town. And so once Austin went to that school, our audience at our shows, our local shows grew like by a huge number and smelled a lot more like weed and had a
Oh,
lot
that's a
more.
good audience.
Yeah, and had a lot more beer around at the shows because of that. If at the time we hated it because we were like, dude, Austin's bringing all these fucking trashy kids to the show. But then I was like, well, wait, no, these kids are fucking awesome. Like they just show up and get drunk and they just sneak into the show and bring weed and shit. Those were always good times.
I mean, yeah, it's the numbers you want in that situation. You don't want the preppy kid showing up.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess to the trashy girls topic, now I'm trying to think about trashy girls that came to our shows because a lot of trashy girls used to come to our shows. A lot of girls from Vacaville used to come to our shows. A lot of girls I dated would come to our shows even after we broke up, and they would always tell me like, "Oh, I'm here for my friends or for someone else." But that wasn't true. Girls do that shit. They'll break up with you and then they'll come to your shows every time you play a show, just to fuck with you. It's like, bro, come on, you got to stop coming here. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this.
Okay, one more thing on the trashy. So I'm gonna say his name just because he would not care. Do you remember Matt Rebels?
No, Matt, what?
Matt Rebels?
No, maybe if I saw a face, but not by name.
Okay, he was a grade below us. Hung out with like Billy Missler a lot, like troublemaker.
Yeah.
So the girl that we were talking about earlier, the one who's got the retarded husband, her first kid, because she's got two with him, and then she's got one from a previous relationship.
Oh.
She was in Walmart with her kid one time, and the kid ran up to Matt Rebels and started calling him dad. And if you knew Matt Rebels, this would be so much funnier. But he got all freaked out. He's like, "No, what the fuck? Like, ew."
That is awesome. Dude, kids are way too off the wall like that, though.
I know, just saying random shit. I can't wait till my son starts doing it.
Oh God, I can only imagine these kids that these girls have. So the girl specifically the first girl that you mentioned last night that started off this conversation, I can only imagine how her kids behave.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, society does not need more of those.
Yeah, I guess that is like the main point of the subject that we should have started with is that we don't need. I feel like a dick because, like I said, I was always fine with that girl. I was always cool with that girl. I had my lifelong crush on her best friend. That I've like straight up name dropped on the channel before, but now I'm not going to because we're getting into way too many different people. I remember one year I messaged her. It was her birthday. And I messaged her and said, "Oh, whenever I notice it's someone's birthday, I have to tell them happy birthday. So happy birthday." And I only did that because I knew that her friend that I had a crush on had a birthday coming up. So I wanted an excuse to text the other one on her birthday too.
There you go. Piggyback that shit.
The what?
Piggyback that shit.
Yeah, you got to plan ahead sometimes. You got to lay some groundwork. But yeah, I don't know. These girls having kids nowadays. I imagine they're just iPad moms for sure. Like the kids probably just all have iPhones and iPads immediately.
When you have that many, how can you not? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, I mean they're all
No way
stay.
they can spread their attention equally for all the kids they have. You know what I mean? Like, they definitely have favorites.
Yeah, it's probably the first kid in most cases. That's just the firstborn. I guess maybe it could be the youngest one though. That always happens too. But yeah, they're definitely iPad moms. You know, all the moms. I think they all pretty much have tattoos everywhere, which I guess whatever. Girls like to get tattoos nowadays. They can do that if they want, but
The one that you had a crush on has 0 kids and 0 tattoos
I
to this
know
day.
that's what I'm saying. It's like we were meant to be, but she's not seeing it. She's not seeing things clearly as I am. She's like 30. She's not never been married, but she's with a guy right now. Who I fucking hate that
I
guy.
fucking hate him too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I want to fucking punch that. There's like the whitest fucking guy in the world. I want to fuck that guy up so bad.
Dude, I got him punched in high school somehow. I didn't punch him myself, but like I created this altercation between him and somebody else. And the other person went up and socked him in the face like after school one day.
Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah, dude, she's with this guy, and he straight up like wears like plaid shorts that are like halfway down his thighs, like short shorts, straight up white guy short shorts. Golfs. No offense to Proto Max, this guy golfs, and like I think she goes with him. I'm like, what are you doing fucking golfing with this guy? This is fucking lame.
That's so lame on his part too, because people golf to get away from your girlfriend, golf to get away from your woman.
Exactly. She doesn't see the vision, dude. She's not seeing it. It's like, bro, neither of us have been married and we're both fucking like 32. Like, what are you talking about? We're not meant to be together. Like, we have to be like in a minority of people from our high school that like don't have kids or have never been married. Like, everyone is now married and or has kids.
She lived with her parents like well into her late 20s too.
That's not surprising. But yeah, no. Ever since she left me on red that one time, a couple years ago, we just never talked ever since, which is annoying. I've liked some of her stories. Like I've tried to like, just like I'll casually like things to be like, hey, like I'm not like offended or like, you know what I mean? Like if she messaged me about a story or something right now and just replied, like I would literally just pretend like the left on red never happened or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
water under the bridge.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I do. I'm pissed, especially because I didn't ask her anything fucking weird. At this point, like like I said, I've told the story. We got into a conversation, and it turns out I was like surprised. I don't know why I was surprised by like how nice she was. Even though we'd always been friends, like she'd always been nice to me, but just we got into like a conversation for like a day, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I went to school for writing. She went to college for like journalism or something." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I didn't figure you to be a writer." And I also like writing. Yeah, she went to school for journalism. And so,
she probably was the smartest out of that friend group, though. I mean, the bar wasn't set very high.
Yeah, no, she definitely was. And she wasn't like a partier. This is part of what we talked about. She wasn't, bro, liking stories doesn't do anything. I know it doesn't do anything, but I'm not gonna, what am I gonna message her again? I'm left on red from 3 years ago. What, like there's no coming back from that unless she, reaches out first. So I just kind of like things here and there just to kind of try to send the impression that like, if we go back to talking casually like we used to, like it's fine. Like, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, you gotta wait till she brings up with Dinkle Dork.
Dude, I want to just like challenge him to a fight. I just want to be like, look, here's the deal, brother. Like, did I ever tell you about the heart eyes emoji?
No.
I've told the story to Trey actually on the channel. This is like a classic story in my lore. One of the great mysteries of my life. I wish I could ask her about it. It would sound weird at this point because I waited so long. When I was 18 or 19, like absolute peak, long hair. I was posting videos on Instagram.
Oh, I remember.
Me playing guitar. Okay, the girl responded. I said, "How do I patronize?" And she said, "Well, you're just kind of naturally like devil's advocate, very stubborn." So she doesn't know what patronize means.
Yeah, it's totally misusing that.
Yeah, that's fine though. She's hot. So I was in a band. I'd post videos of myself playing little guitar licks here and there, and I just posted a video of myself playing guitar like any other day one time, and she commented a fucking heart eyes emoji on the post, like just straight up a heart eyes emoji. And I'm like, dude, this is it. Like, this is my moment. Well, I'm 19, so I'm very over zealous. Is that the word? Like, I was very hyper,
Anxious?
like, yeah, very anxious, just like very way too eager. Literally, had a crush on this girl since the 8th grade. So, dude, probably like 20 seconds after she leaves the comment, I just straight up message her. And like I said, I was like 19. This was like a year or two after high school. I was just like, oh, yeah, we haven't talked in a while. Here's my number. First mistake. You should ask for their number. Don't just send them your number.
Yeah.
It just straight up was like, here's my fucking number. You should hit me. We haven't talked in a while. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, it was seriously probably like 20 seconds after she commented this shit.
Dude, you got to let that marinate a little more.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Bro, if there's anything in my life I wish I had a screenshot of, it's that fucking heart eyes emoji. And she left that message on read. And so ever since, just my whole life is this great mystery of like, what was this heart eyes emoji all about? I told Trey this story, and Trey was like, I don't know, bro. Her finger slipped on the touch screen, you fucking retard. And
No, it didn't.
I know. I was like, dude, no, like that was a straight, dude, it was a straight up like a boy thirst trap. Like, dude, I was fucking 19. I used to stand around my amp and like take full, like video length videos of me playing fucking guitar, like looking,
Oh,
you know,
dude,
like I
makeup
was,
on the amp and everything. Hell yeah.
yeah, I was like trying, dude. And she left a heart eyes emoji. And it was a really soft song that I was playing. Like, it was not like a slip of the finger. Like, it was definitely her being like, but like I said, I messaged her real quick and she left that on read. So yeah, I have no idea. No idea what I should have done. I've never gotten to ask her about it. The next time like I said, the next time we had this conversation where she again left me on read was, 3 years ago. And then, yeah, once I found out we actually had stuff in common, that, like I said, that was the thing when we were 29, we're messaging again. And, she's like, oh, yeah, I went to school for journalism. I was a writer. And I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. I also write. At the time, I was writing a lot. So then, like, the next day, I hit her up and I was just like, hey, we should hang out and talk about writing or something. Like, in my opinion, it wasn't even me saying, like, like, oh, hey, let's fuck. Like, I wasn't, nothing, at this point, I was just like, oh, actually, we have some shit in common. Like, I'm not doing shit this weekend or whatever. Do you want to hang out? And then, yeah, she left it on read and then just never.
Core memory unlocked. So before I was in my most recent relationship for 2.5 years,
yeah,
I was on Tinder, right? I was playing the Tinder game. I matched with her on Tinder and I messaged her and she never messaged me back.
If you told me she messaged you back, I would have to come over to your house and punch you. So I'm glad she.
Yeah, no, she never did. I had a crush on her in 3rd grade. And like she knew about it, like it was a notorious thing. I was not good at hiding it. And she's actually really cool. Like we would joke about it in 7th grade or like middle school and everything. But yeah, so when she matched with me on Tinder, I think I sent her a message and I was like, this doesn't mean I still have a crush on you from 3rd grade. Thinking that was a fire line, right? I was like, oh,
that is awful.
Money. That's money. And she never got back to me. So maybe she's just one of those girls that likes getting attention.
There's no way, because she's naive. Like, that's the girl texted me back again though. She said, you're kind of naturally devil's advocate stubborn. And then she said, I think you get away with it because you're hot. So at least she told me I'm hot.
You need to play into this and just be like, wow, I've never had a girl just be able to like pinpoint me like this.
So this girl that I'm talking to, the girl from LA, she's annoying because she thinks I'm like like she thinks I've got game like I used to. Like she thinks I'm like still out talking to like 20 girls right now. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you understand how like down bad I've been. I guess it's a good sign. It shows that I do have some kind of aura.
Yeah, you don't lose it. It's just look at it like this. It's dormant right now. It's dormant right now. It's just building under the surface, waiting to push its way back up.
Yeah. Yeah, when we were FaceTiming, I told her my body count, and she didn't believe it, which has happened before. A lot of girls don't believe my body count is way lower than girls usually expect. But that's because I've always been a cheeseball. So I've passed up on opportunities to get laid, like to make out and then talk about music with girls all night, like stuff type of shit like that. And just because I've generally never, is funny as the way that I talk is I've generally never been too interested in just like sticking my dick anywhere, like you know, generally I would like it to be somewhere that I actually want it to be. I've been reckless about it, I've never taken any precautions or whatever, but yeah, back to the girl that we apparently both have had crushes on since fucking young ages.
That Dixon Rose, dude.
Dude, she's not. There's no way she's just one of those girls that likes getting attention because she's very nice. Like I said, she's very nice and naive. So my crush on her was in 8th grade, and I've told the story. The reason it started was because I went to private school up until 7th grade. So when I got to 7th grade, everybody knew each other because they all went to public school together in town.
Right.
I went to neighborhood Christian school. I didn't know anybody. So I got to 7th grade. I was a fucking loser. Like I literally used to come home from school crying because I would eat lunch by myself and had no friends. In 7th grade, the Mexican gangster kids that smoked weed in 7th grade, they kind of adopted me. They used to call me the rocker fool, like how Mexicans do. Like Cesar Cruz. There was there was 2 Marios in the crew. They kind of adopted me as their pet white boy. And then in 8th grade, I didn't make a couple friends here and there, but in 8th grade, I was still a loser. In 8th grade, I was a full-blown, I was wearing eyeliner and shit, and I had a Jack Skellington plushie doll in my backpack hanging from the zipper. And the girl we're talking about, who also happened to be a cheerleader, she sat in front of me in math class, and she used to turn around and talk to me, and she was nice to me. And that was it. That was immediately immediate ego boost, whatever. I remember she took a picture with me the last day of 8th grade and with her digital camera, and she posted it on her MySpace, and the sun was in my eyes. So I was making this terrible face.
Oh, you're doing the chink eyes?
It's a devastating moment for me at that age. I looked at the picture on MySpace and I was like, holy shit, dude. And of course she was pretty as shit because she always was. And, her smile was always really huge and shit. But, yeah, so then that's when that starts. And then of course high school, she gets with that one guy that she was with for basically all of high school. That was fucking terrible. It was ridiculous. I never knew that story about the kitchen glove that you told me about. That's great.
That spread like wildfire. And the funny thing is that his brother was dating basically the equivalent of her in the grade below us. And she was just as prudy.
Yeah, dude. There was a lot of prudy girls in our high school.
Never did anything.
They were all kind of prudy, but some of them were prudy and innocent, not again, the girl that we're talking about. I wouldn't use the word prudish, I guess. I would just say more naive, kind of. Like I said, part of what we talked about was she's I never really drank in high school. I didn't really, she's yeah, my friends partied, I'd go with them, but I was never really partying with them. And then I think she told me in college she never did either. She went to college in San Francisco, and she's like, yeah, I didn't really party there either. And everyone kind of made jokes because I went to college in San Francisco and I wasn't partying. But which I'm sure explains a lot of how she ended up with the guy she's with now. This guy's a total fucking nerd. She paid me some compliment. I can't remember. I think I told her I was trying to write screenplays at the time, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I could totally see you doing that." I don't know. She always made these little compliments about me being a rock star too. I'm telling you, we had a great conversation. I feel like me asking her to hang out, there's no way it was that unexpected. We had a perfectly fine conversation. So I really didn't feel like me asking her to hang out was all that out of the blue. But yeah, no, she fucking left it on red. And I like I said, I want to ask about the hard eyes emoji, but now it's been so long. I think it would be weird if I'm like, hey, remember that time we were 19?
It would 100% be weird.
God damn it, dude. Man, there's a great mystery.
I mean, that's putting your chips all in or not, because either she's gonna be like, no, I don't remember that, or she's gonna have thought about that every day for the last how many years has it been?
And she wouldn't remember it.
No,
there's no way she'd remember it. Dude, it's straight up. It was a thirst trap. It was me thirst trapping with my fucking guitar. There's no way. It would have been one thing if it was a picture of my dog, but nope. I mean, it might as well have been me shirtless, with my hands on my head. I wasn't actually shirtless, but metaphorically, that's what this picture was. Just me and my guitar.
Dude, as your guitar gently wept, so did her pussy.
Dude, there's no way. There's no way she's I don't know. She's gonna end up marrying this fucking guy she's with, and I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna be pissed forever.
Yeah, I remember I remember watching him almost get into a fight in like 8th grade. Do you remember how like we used to all play football in that like long in 8th grade at C.A. Jacobs? There's that field that everybody would play football in at
Yeah,
lunchtime.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching him almost get into a fight with a guy on that field, and he ended up walking away from it. And he turns around and he goes, "It takes a bigger man to mac down." Like he accidentally said "mac down" instead of "back down." And so the guy he was almost fighting was like, "Yeah, I fucking mac down on bitches all the time." Like,
God, what an 8th grade conversation.
yep.
Oh, that's hella funny. You know, I never knew him in school. I don't think I ever really talked. I never talked to him. I just was like, I just remember the first time she posted a picture of them. I'm like, out of all the guys, you know, like those random relationships that start, you know, like 10 years after high school. It's like out of all the guys, it couldn't have been me. Like you couldn't have just fucking responded to my message, dude. Like
I just
we
remember he gave
both.
me shit one time for liking Disturbed.
What happened?
He gave me shit one time for liking Disturbed. Because I don't know if you know this, but he's super religious.
I was gonna say I'll side with him on that, but not because of religion, but just because Disturbed is kind of gay.
Well, yeah, it was 8th grade.
I,
But
I had I had I had Stricken on my iPod back then actually. So
But yeah, his whole problem was that Disturbed was very satanic, and he started to recite. He's like, "Think about it. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. What does
oh
that
god.
mean?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't fucking care. Like, you think I'm taking it that seriously?
Dude, I'm gonna open up my hate and let it flow into fucking him if I
I'm
ever.
gonna open up my hate and let it flow into his girlfriend."
God, they better not fucking get married, dude. I swear to God. I'm about to go pull up our old fucking conversation from 2 years ago.
It's up to you to stop it at this point.
Before we move on to the next, I only had like two more put down here, anyways. But I've been down with this old lore conversation, anyways, for a first episode. What's funny is at the time I was talking to her, I was appearing on. There was this YouTube channel called The Fuck Men, and it was there's this YouTube channel that I used to love, Danny Mullen, he was my favorite YouTuber back in the day. He really fell off hard, but he had a guy on his channel named Leo DiTavio who was on The Bachelorette way back in the day. Leo DiTavio basically looks like Fabio. You know, he's got a six pack and the long wavy
I watched
hair.
their videos like every week. I actually went last time they were in Orangeville. I went and saw them with my ex.
Oh, I'm fucking jealous. So you know Leo.
Yeah, I sat right in the front row. Me and Leo like had a back and forth conversation. They're cool as
So
shit.
Leo used to do The Fuck Men with Johnny Mitchell. I'm sure you've heard of him then.
Yeah.
And it was basically like a dating advice show or like a relationship advice show, but you know, through the lens of their kind of joking, and they would talk shit to you. I know I could still find the episode. I wish I would have prepared it, but I didn't know I was going to bring it up. But I sent them a video about this situation. I was like, yeah, you know, I had a crush on this girl in the 8th grade. I really, you know, I'm 29. It's about time to make a move, blah, blah, blah. But, and so they were like responding to my shit, and they had, there's these great clips of them talking mad shit to me about the way that I look at one point. And then the way they interpreted it, you know, I told them the story about how I was in 8th grade, I was wearing makeup, I was a loser, and she would talk to me. And Johnny Mitchell's like, yes, this guy's like a fucking Marilyn Manson Hot Topic faggot, and the cheerleader talks to him. So I gotta find that clip. I know I can still find it, but yeah, I sometimes I'm worried. I'm like, what if she like saw those clips on YouTube? But there's no way she would have seen Leo DiTavio and Johnny Mitchell. And it's not like I named her or anything, but
Dude, Leo did the one thing that I would always wanted to do if I went on one of those dating shows. Like he was on The Bachelor in Paradise, right?
oh yeah,
He went on there and played a character.
yeah, he was a heel.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome. Like
He
that is
threw
what I would want to do.
he threw that drink in the guy's face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like a legendary Leo clip. That's what I would like to do. Like I always say, I want to go on the Whatever podcast, and I would like to go on there and kind of be a heel against the girls. But yeah, that is legendary shit. Leo was a great bad guy. All right, here I am. Here I am with the conversation. June 3rd, 2022. She leaves me on red. Dude, she was sending like orange hearts and shit.
God damn.
There's no way that me asking her to hang out was out of the blue. I'm telling you.
No, I
Dude,
don't think so. I could have seen it. If Ryan was still in the chat, he's got a story, but I don't think he is.
There's like 5 viewers right now. He could be one of the 5. No, now it just went down to 3. I don't know. Whoever's there, if you haven't already hit the like button, though, you got to hit it. I know this has been like a personal lore story, but whatever, we're going off.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe, Ryan.
Probably couldn't, but I appreciate the yeah, dude, this was a great fucking conversation. Yeah, here we go. At one point, I fucking hate it. She's, you're still a rock star in my eyes. Haha, coolest person I know. Which, you know, is her halfway joking, but she would always tell me, like, make fun of me for being a rock star and shit. And then, yeah, she started talking about she said she was a goody two-shoes back in the day, and she was kind of deathly afraid of trying new things, and that's why she never really partied and drank or whatever. And then talked about the journalism thing. And dude, there's no way. There's just no way that she would have been like blindsided by me being like, yeah, we should hang out. It sounds like we are getting along pretty well.
It sounds like it. That sounds like a good conversation.
Telling you, dude. I'm telling you, and I'm honest about this shit. If I was like fucking up or it was like a bad call, like I would, you know, like I'm honest about when she sends a heart eyes emoji and I message her in 20 seconds. Like I'm honest that was a bad move and I was getting retarded. But in this case, I was not. It was not out of the blue. Like it was not, you know, it was not unreasonable for me to be like, hey, we've been talking for a couple of days now. It's been doing well. Why don't we just fucking hang
like
out?
I said, man, if Khakis McGinnis ever fucking falls off, you gotta definitely hop in.
I'm gonna fucking murder that guy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start plotting right now, dude. I'm gonna find out where this motherfucker lives. I'm gonna go take care of this.
It's probably in the Pulteys. Hey, how do you call the Pulteys the Pultes?
I call them the Pulte homes.
Pulte homes, yes. Thank you.
It's the Pulte homes. That's what they were called. That is the formal name for them.
Dude, my first ever party in high school was breaking into one. Okay, so his dad famously robbed some banks. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Not just by that.
It was a guy, he was a grade below us. Kind of one of those famous prominent Dixon families.
I'd have to know the name, but it's all good.
Okay, so his dad became later known as the Bike Bandit because he would rob banks, and then he was riding away one time on a bike, and he rode,
Dixon.
Dude, he rode past a cop the moment that the dye pack blew up in his face.
Oh my god, caught. That's awesome.
But yeah, his son was like the first time that like we went to a big party in high school, and it was out in the Pultes, and little did we know that his family had just gotten evicted out of that house. And so the house was pretty much vacant. And so we broke into the house and like squatted in there for the night while we had the party to do. There was no like power. The water wasn't working. It was literally just a roof over our head with like 90 beers.
Dude, in Stockton, we used to play house parties. My band, Champagne Girls. And we would, those were the best times, dude. Stockton, those kids got down back then. We'd play a house party. There'd be like fucking 200 kids, like kids just pouring out of the back door into the yard. Maybe like halfway into the show, you know, some band in the fucking living room. People are kicking holes in the walls. There's girls passing out. The first time we ever played a house party, we rolled up. We walk inside. There's a smoke circle somewhere, like in the crowd in the living room, and some girl takes a hit of this. It looks like we thought it was a blunt, but she just takes this fucking hit and just falls straight back, just straight onto her back on the floor. But one of these house parties we were playing, we find the kid that's hosting it. We're like, hey, whose house is this? He's like, oh, this house is foreclosed. It's the bank's. We're like, what? He's like, yeah, we got the keys, bro. He's like, this house is in foreclosure, bro. The bank or the cops could show up it's like fucking like midnight, dude. There's people kicking holes in the walls. There's a band playing in the living room. He's like, bro, this is no one's house, bro. It's the bank's. I'm like, okay. But
that's amazing. Do you remember? Did you ever go to the Strat Frat?
No. What the fuck is the Strat Frat?
The Strat Frat was like this house on I think it was like Ellesmere Drive. You know when you leave Safeway and you go on that windy ass road through all the houses? It was along there. But like 5 guys from the class below us rented it out, and they would throw parties there like every weekend. Well, at one of the parties that I was at, okay, so she was like the biggest whore in our school. You'd probably RR are her initials.
What are her initials?
RR.
The biggest. Was she in our grade?
No, she was 2 grades below us.
Okay, no, I'd have to know the name. When I think of the biggest whore in our school, I think of a girl in our class whose name started with a K. The I had a thing with. I cheated on my third girlfriend with her multiple times.
I'm gonna DM you right now.
Yeah, you definitely got to let me know this. 2 grades below us, and she was the school whore.
Yeah,
That's actually impressive. There's no way.
I know. All right, I sent it.
Oh, that name looks familiar, but I cannot think of a face.
She was cute. She looked like she would have done well on like Jersey Shore.
Yeah, that was like the standard for Dixon.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of who the girl that you're talking about in our grade would be.
I'll send you the name.
Okay.
I never remember if her last name was There, I sent what I think the last name was. Big Bug Eyes.
She was a whore?
Are you serious?
I did not know that. I thought she was.
Dude.
I thought she was one of those girls that like acted like it, but wasn't about it.
No, she was a total whore. She was like, in my opinion, was like the class whore. Her and my third girlfriend got in a fist fight over me at the skate park. Austin, dude, Austin was such a romantic back in the day. Austin found at the Mayfair, they stash away all of the broken down rides in like the soccer field, like way behind the Mayfair in one of the fields.
Like
And
year round?
What?
They do that year round?
When we went there, Austin found it. I don't know if they just still do that. I
Oh,
just
that's
told my
crazy.
sister, I said, if you next time you go to the Mayfair, go looking for the broken down rides. But yeah, Austin found him. I was walking around the Mayfair with my buddy Miles at the time, and we're walking, and coming right towards us is Austin with these 2 girls on both sides of him. One of them being that one girl I just mentioned to you, one of them being another girl that I ended up going on to have a thing with later on, but Austin had a thing with at this time. Me and Austin traded off girls a lot. And Austin walks up to me and Miles, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" to me. And I was like, "Nothing. I'm hanging out with Miles." And he's like, "Well, you should come hang out with us." And he kind of gives me that look. And I said, "Miles, I'm gonna go." And he said, "Yeah, for sure." And Austin takes us to this field up on a hill behind the Mayfair, and in there's just a bunch of broken down rides. And we got into one of the broken down roller coasters. And Austin being the romantic guy, Austin always loved a view. It's up on a hill. It basically overlooks the whole Mayfair. So we're like, it looks like some cheesy music video scenery shit. And we just fooled around with these girls in this broken down roller coaster behind the Mayfair. The next day, Austin wrote a song about it on his acoustic guitar. And it was my favorite song Austin's ever written. I don't remember anything about it. I just know that I loved it, and I wish I could fucking like have that song. I know he doesn't remember it at all, but that's like some shit me and Austin would do. We'd both go get some girls, make out with girls. We used to make out with girls in his bedroom all the time. And then I went on to date this one girl, and I cheated on her the night that we got together with the same girl I made out with, the K name girl I just messaged you. We also stole a bunch of money from Denny's, a bunch of kids at Denny's one night. That's another classic story.
Just take tips off the table.
No, so it was after one of our shows. We brought like 200, it was probably like 100 kids to Denny's. We packed the whole fucking restaurant. And at the end of the night, me and the girl whose name starts with a K that I messaged you, we're sitting there together, and everyone goes to pay the bill. This bill is like fucking, like, I don't know, $250 or something.
Oh no.
Everyone's passing the money around. So, it started with one person, everyone's passing the whole, it's a lot of cash. And it gets to me and this girl, and she goes, why don't we just fucking take this money and leave? And I was like, okay, like, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you no, like, you're hot. I want to make out with you. So we get up and we walk out with the fucking $300. And I'm sure every other kid got up and left too, because they all thought they paid, they all passed their money around. So we probably held up Denny's for like $300 that night. And
That's a great story.
after just terrorizing them with 100 kids, drunk kids after a show, and just fucking take all the money and leave. I never got the money. I don't know what she did with it. Obviously she took it, but yeah, we went back to my buddy's house and continued fooling around. But man, now I'm really curious about that girl that you mentioned. I'll have to find a picture or something.
Dude,
Um,
she was an escort for a while
in high school or after high school?
after high school.
Yeah, that's crazy. So she's going on dates for money.
But yeah, the girl you're talking about, I had no idea. Like my impression of her was, oh, she likes black guys. I don't know why I got that, but that's just the impression that I had.
I think she did, doesn't it? But isn't that also kind of synonymous with whore?
Yeah, that makes sense. Now it's all coming together.
Yeah,
But she
yeah.
was hot as fuck. I didn't want to believe it, but yeah, now I believe it.
She was hot. She was hot. She was hot in a weird way. She did have those big bug eyes, but it made it look like she was really paying attention
Oh,
to
dude,
you.
she
So
had
I
that
like
Amanda
that.
Seyfried thing going on.
Yeah, that is actually a good way to put it too. It's funny because her stepmom is like friends with my mom and like very Christian, and her stepsister was like a grade or two younger. Mudshark, dude. Mudshark is like the
That
funniest
shit.
slang term
I know. I
nowadays.
love that so much.
A shark swimming around in the mud. There's a
Dude,
video I found earlier. It was like some kid doing a street interview, and he found like two parents, and he was like, "Would you rather have a wigger son or a mudshark daughter?" And the dad's like, "I don't know what those are." And the kid was like, "Well, a wigger son, you know, you got a white son, but he acts like he's black." And the dad goes, "Oh no, hell no." He goes, "What's a mudshark?" And he goes, "Your daughter only dates black guys." And he goes, "I'd kill myself before either of those." And the dad walks away.
you could beat the wigger out of the sun.
Dude, our high school was full of wiggers. That was kind of like the main thing at the time.
Yeah, it was.
Which is why I think me and my buddies were successful, because in a group of, if you look, all my ex-girlfriends, I always say, if you lined up all of their rosters of ex-boyfriends, myself included, it's like all wiggers and then me in girls' jeans with long hair and my guitar. Like I am the phase that most girls went through, and they were like, I'm tired of dating these guys. I'm gonna get with the guy that plays guitar and wears makeup and smokes cigarettes and shit. Like I was the phase for these girls.
That's not a bad place to be at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it worked out so well.
Dude, you were in the slot.
Yeah, yeah. You had to be the phase for girls, and it worked pretty well. It didn't always last long, you know, but that was usually my fault. Most of my relationships could have lasted longer, but I always did something to fuck it up, or I cheated or something.
No, I definitely had that phase in the vet school. Like when I first started working for UC Davis at the vet school, like you got to understand the girls that are going through there, they're like at least you got to go through your undergrad, so you're 22. So they're at least 22 up, right?
Yeah.
When I started there, I was 18.
Okay.
So yeah, it was magical for a while.
Dude, UC Davis, I imagine, would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is if you can play the game.
Nowadays, though, I don't know.
No, it's always been super liberal.
Yeah.
Because like the things I feel like the things that you see in society today started 4 years ago at a university. Like the university is always the breeding pool for this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know Davis in general has always been super liberal, but super liberal used to be a lot different than it is today.
Yeah, it used
Like,
to be a lot funner.
yeah, I could totally, like, I could get girls back then. Nowadays, part of why I like say that I am like generally probably not going to do so well in the dating world is because, like, you know, just straight up the way I talk. Like, I can't go around and, you know, like I'm going to say faggot on a first date with a girl, and like that's going to be it or something. And, you know, you can't do that shit. You know, I've got plenty of ex-girlfriends that I see their posts now. Dude, one of my favorite ex-girlfriends posted about how she was crying after Donald Trump got elected. Like straight up crying. And I'm like, that's gay as fuck. Like we used to hang out and you were cool as shit. What do you mean you were crying after an election? Like you would have never cried back when we were together about some fucking, you know what I mean? Like I could have cheated on you and you wouldn't have cried back when I was hanging out with you. But yeah, even my ex-girlfriends, that's always the weirdest shit when it's like people that you used to know too. I guess not to do the whole political thing, but like when Charlie Kirk got slimed, like there were like ex-girlfriends that are like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm glad that guy's dead. And I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of scary. Like,
Yeah.
we used to make out, and now you're talking about like you like seeing dudes get shot.
Yeah, no, it's crazy the way it's changed.
Not a lot of girls are done with normal shit, but they act like they're not to save face. Yeah, I guess that's probably true too. A lot of it is just girls putting on an act for the internet. The ex-girlfriend in particular that I'm talking about, that says she cried after the election, nowadays she doesn't wear makeup and she doesn't shave her armpits. So that's kind of an example of, I think she's pretty serious when she
Oh
says
yeah,
she
she went
cried.
overboard with it.
Yeah. It's actually really a bummer. She's like one of my absolute favorites. We had the best time that we together when we used to go out or whatever. And now, yeah, she went full blown hippie, but she was always kind of half hippie, but she was like half hippie, half like she wore like leather jackets and wore red lipstick and makeup and shit and had like platinum blonde hair.
I'm gonna send you a name right now.
All
So
right.
this was a girl that was really attractive in high school for like the first part, and then she just went completely off. She was a grade below us. Dated one of my best friends. Let's see what you think.
Anyone that is here in the viewership, there probably will be streams where we name drop more often. Oh my god, dude, she used to be hot and now she's a fucking man.
Yes,
I still follow her, dude. She
I
used to be
followed her
hot.
too. I
She used
followed
to
her for pure entertainment purposes.
She used to be hot as shit, and now she's straight up a dude. And she never looks at my stories, and I wish she would because she'd unfollow me in a heartbeat. She's
She's
a
a radical
fucking
dude.
dude. That's the one person I think of. There's also one other girl from our class, whose name starts with a B. Do you already know who I'm talking about?
Hang on.
This girl wasn't hot, but she was kind of a tomboy. I just sent it.
Yes.
She's also a dude now, and she grows a better beard than I can grow.
Yeah, I know. I remember I saw that picture she posted when she got her tits cut off and everything. And
Hairy armpits is the worst. It's one of the worst things they can't comp. Yeah, no,
it's
I
just
can.
when they always go for like a certain type of looking dude. Like they always go for the dude with the gauges and lip piercing, and like they try to be skateboarders. It's
They
weird.
go for the monster bro, dude.
Yes.
And they get like faux hawks and shit. That's what girls. I don't know. What's funny is girls think guys are sexist, and it's like, bro, you think everything about being a man is having a faux hawk and wearing a flannel?
Yeah,
Like,
they
what are you talking
typecast
about?
us. They literally typecast us.
Yep. And it started in high school. Remember on Opposite Gender Day, back when that was allowed during Spirit Week, and all the girls would wear backwards hats and flannels. Like that's all being a man was just wearing a flannel and a backwards hat.
Yep.
Now you got these girls that are cutting off their tits and they're wearing flannels and backwards snapbacks. They still think that's all it means to be a dude. But
It's
yeah,
just
no, that
cosplay at a more complicated level.
right. But yeah, that first girl you mentioned, yeah, she used to be really hot. I almost feel like we used to be cool, but I can't remember if we really talked a lot. But yeah, she's straight up a dude now, and she posts everything she posts is like support tranny kids. Like there are kids that want to cut their balls off, and you have to give them money. Like,
Dude, and she was dumb as shit. Like when I look back at it now, because yeah, I was friends with her too, or I was in that group that she ran with. She was dumb
yeah,
as fuck.
that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Wasn't
Remember
she
her
only like
mom?
one grade? Was she one grade below us or two?
She was one grade below us.
Yeah, that's a
But her
bummer.
mom actually got in trouble because her mom worked for the school. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah, PE teacher.
Yeah, she sent a bunch of naked photos of herself like on the school server.
This
And so, like when she sent it, it got sent to like everybody that was on that server.
that's fucking awesome. Who is she sending nudes to?
Her boyfriend at the time.
Dude, her mom called me an emo in middle school. It might have been yeah, it was in middle school. Like she used to call me emo boy, like as an insult. Like she'd be like, "Hurry up and run, emo boy," or something. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I could get you in trouble for that. Like I don't think you can just call me that as a teacher, but I don't know. But
Looking back on that now, could you imagine if you saw her and her daughter out in public?
oh my god, you
Like
mean
what
her
you
and
could
her
say?
her and her son?
Her and her son, yeah.
I know her pronouns are he and they. She goes by both. But then she posted something the other day about she said, "Oh, this was me shortly after getting they them'd by a waiter
I
at a
almost
restaurant."
wanted, yes, I saw that too, and I wanted to DM her and be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Like, I don't even know.
I was like, I thought your pronouns were they. Like you accept it's on your profile that you accept they. So if someone they them do, wouldn't that be okay? I mean, that's the problem with these fucking people is the rules change. You know, it's arbitrary. They change whenever they want them to. And
Oh yeah, every morning.
Protomax, he was there during that time. He remembers that. My buddy saw the photos, bro. They were horrified.
I would imagine she was a bigger woman.
Oh, you were saying the teacher did this?
Yes, her mom did this.
I thought you were saying the son daughter did this.
No, it was the mom.
Oh my! A teacher sent nudes of herself
To like the entire school server.
That's such a boomer move, too.
I know. It's not understanding technology at all.
Did she get in trouble?
I don't think so. I don't think she got fired. I mean, I
Hold
don't
on,
think
Max. Can
sure
you
she got
describe?
reprimanded and talked to, but
Can you describe? Like, do you remember? Like, what was she posing? Was she like bending over in front of a mirror or some shit?
oh, dude, it was like spread eagle.
I imagine they were, because she's a boomer, they were just straight up, just like her standing up, just like no nothing, no pose, just almost like shoulders back, like in the mirror or something. Oh
Uh,
my god, I
no,
can
they
never
were
be a
on.
girl because being a girl, you have to send nudes, and it's kind of like sending nudes is like a kind of like inherently acknowledging that you're hot. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna send nudes, you have to kind of be like get into certain poses that your boyfriend's gonna like or that a guy's gonna like. I've never sent nudes. I think sending nudes is gay. Guys should not send nudes at all ever. There was actually one time. The only reason I got a Snapchat was because yeah, it was some spread type shit.
Yep.
Uh, Speaking of one of my favorite ex-girlfriends, the girl that has the hairy armpits and doesn't wear makeup now. She just when I was 19, she convinced me to get a Snapchat so I could send her a picture of my dick on Snapchat. And it was the one time I sent a nude. So I sent the picture. She was in like hair. What's the term when girls go to school for hair?
Cosmetology.
Yeah, she was in cosmetology school at the time. And she was in class when I sent her the picture, and she said she showed all of her friends in class the picture of my dick. But she said they all complimented the picture. So I was like, okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah,
That's
it's free
fine.
advertisement, man.
Yeah, I'll take that. But any other case, other than that, I was like, I feel betrayed by this Snapchat thing. I'm not doing this shit again. And ever since then, I was like, guys should just not send nudes. Which is funny because me and my buddy, the singer of my band, my last band, actually, I guess I shouldn't mention which band because of what I'm going to say, but we used to like get nudes from our girlfriends and straight up videos of our girlfriends, and we would just send them back and forth to each other all day. And just, no concern, no regard for whether they knew or cared or not. So for me to complain about this girl showing her class my nudes and then do the shit that I was doing, I guess makes me a bad person, but whatever, I don't care. But
Yeah,
God,
neither should you.
that specific teacher sending nudes, no wonder her daughter turned out to be a dude because she's some fucking weird old whore sending nudes of herself on school servers. Of course she's got a
Yeah,
tranny daughter.
her brother's pretty fucked up too, I think.
The teacher's daughter or the son daughter's daughter brother. I don't
Same
I don't
thing.
know. Yeah. God, what a bummer. What a bummer when the hot girl turns into a dude.
She was hot too.
Yeah, she was. That's a real shame. I almost feel like she had a crush on me at some point. Like something is like there's a bell going off in my head that says she used to have a crush on you. Because there were girls back then that were like a grade below us. They would have a crush on me. Heather was one of them. That's one name I'll drop.
Okay, is that the girl who's really into like K-pop now? Yeah.
She had a crush on me back in the day.
I
And
make fun of her a lot.
I always knew it. But we were still friends. She dyed my hair in her backyard one time. She was always cool. She was actually a good friend, but she had a crush on me. Michaela had a crush on me. That one I regret not making a move on. I should have, especially because she went through a hot phase.
Does her last name start with a G?
No, it starts with an M. She's the one that dated like a fucking full-grown adult when we were in school.
Okay,
She
yeah, I
was
know
like
who you're talking about.
she was like 14. Dude, so Michaela and Heather used to follow us around. Me and my buddies John and Jesse, like my senior year, they were like sophomores or juniors. Michaela was like a sophomore. She was younger. She might have even been a freshman. She was definitely like 3 or 4 years younger than us. And so yeah, they would follow us around and we would just kind of joke and tease them. But we'd walk around at lunch and they would just be walking along with us. And one time we were walking and we're like, where's Michaela? And we look over by, this how the school is surrounded by a gate, basically.
Yeah.
Dude, her and her fucking adult man-ass 30-year-old boyfriend, Derek, from that band from Lodi, are making out through the fucking gate.
Oh, God.
And we're like, Michaela, what the fuck are you doing, brother? Like, this is lunchtime. Like, we're like, Derek, you're going to go to prison, dude. Like, what are you doing? This was like a big deal for a while. Like, this was like, and it sucked because we were all kind of caught in the middle of it. Like, her parents would like call, you might just get a call from her parents one day being like, hey, she ran away from home. Do you know where she's at? I don't fucking know. She's at her fucking 30-year-old boyfriend's house. Like, where do you think she is? Don't call me about this. And that guy was in a band that we used to play shows with. So that was always also awkward. But that was also back at a time, people don't like to admit this, but that was back at a time when like everyone knew that shit was weird, but you wouldn't necessarily completely condemn the person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was also a thing in like with celebrities, like the singer of Good Charlotte dated Hillary Duff when she was like 16, and that was kind of just like a thing. And
Well, you got to remember, anything that happened at our high school would have been overshadowed by one event. I'm sure you know what that is. She was
no,
the
the answer.
homecoming. She was the homecoming queen of our grade.
Oh, at the teacher?
No, Buds. When I say Buds, you should know, right?
The owner of yeah. Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
had a crush on her too. And we used to talk on Facebook all the time. I probably had a chance with her. We had history class. And then yeah, she hooked up with
Yep.
dude, she was so hot. She was thick before thick was a thing too.
I know.
I
Curvy in all the right
definitely
places.
I definitely should have made a move. I could have saved her from all that trouble, from all that 50-year-old trouble. I could have saved her if I would just made a move. There's definitely a lot of popular girls that I didn't make a move on because I thought they were out of my league. But then looking back, I'm like, bro, you had them laughing in class every day. Like, you should have made a move.
Yeah, same here, man. I didn't really come out of my shell until like end of sophomore, beginning of junior year.
That's similar for me. Sophomore year, I got pretty into myself, but junior year, I was full blown ego. But
Yep.
even when I was full blown ego, like I said, there were some lines I wouldn't cross, like cheerleader, guy in a band, right? Like I would respect that line. But looking back, I wish I didn't respect that line because I really think I had chances with some of these girls. The girl, the hard eyes emoji girl that we've been talking about. I'm pretty sure if I would have made a move sooner, I probably could have made something happen there. But I was running around with like scene girls from Vacaville that were, drinking on weekends and shit. So I was typically doing that instead anyways. But
That's probably more fun anyways.
yeah.
Okay, he knows what we're talking about.
My thing dropped me off for a second. Protomax, did the stream drop at all, or did I just drop off for a second?
I think you dropped off for a second.
That was my buddy's dad. Jesus Christ, what? Protomax, your buddy's dad's got game. I gotta tell you that right now. That event would have overshadowed everything. But those were times when like stuff like that would happen. In that case, obviously it was way worse because that guy was like a prominent dude in the town. That's probably why it was the worst.
It's way worse too, because like a bunch of people like a bunch of people from our school were working at Buds too, like when it happened.
Yeah. Yes, that probably didn't look good on his part. But in our case, like I said, with the girl and the guy that was like, I say 30, he was probably like 22 or 23. But and we always made fun of them and called them weirdos and shit. But it wasn't like, nowadays, like you would just straight up condemn the guy and not let him hang out with you. Well, most people would. I don't know. I might or might not. I'm pretty loose with my morals generally. Like if people are nice to me, I don't care. Like, I mean, I used to hang out with drug dealers. I've probably like been around somebody that's killed somebody, at some point in my time. And like, oh, well, he was nice to me. That's like the Charles Manson method of morality. Like, I don't care what you do. If you're nice to me, that's all that matters to me.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, we'll go full on since we're toward the end of the stream, and I'm expecting this one's not going to do good in the numbers because we've just been talking kind of personal lore for this one, which I'm totally down for. This is pretty much a warm-up first episode.
That's how I was kind of looking at it. I was like, I got to find my groove, and
Yeah, that's why when Johnny messaged me and said he can't do Wednesday, but he could do Friday, I told him no. I said no because I'm going to try to get Dix Insider into the groove. We'll probably do a couple episodes of I even changed the title already. I took off the sinners topic. I made a little TikTok about that earlier anyways. So the closest example I have of that, oh dear God, when I was 17, I started talking to this girl named Amber. I won't go last name. She did not live in our town. She lived in Vacaville, so I would assume you don't know her.
Did Amber pass away from cancer?
Amber, the one from our school?
Yeah.
Last name starts with an O?
Yeah.
Something like that. She did die. I think that was a long time ago.
Is that the one you're talking about?
No, not at all. I'm talking about a girl from Vacaville.
Okay.
So I was 17. I got into a kind of a texting thing with this girl. She was 16. So I'm assuming you can already tell where this is going from that. In the midst of our kind of texting relationship, I turned 18. And then pretty much, I think it was like later that month, I turned 18 in August, or it was in September. I meet her for the first time. My buddy was going to a party. It wasn't really a party. It was actually the girl, Amber. Her parents went out of town for the weekend, and she had her friend over who happened to be my buddy's girlfriend. So my buddy went over there and took me with him, and we were all drinking in the backyard. And so obviously I was hanging out with this girl that I'd been in this like kind of texting relationship talking thing with. But now I'm 18 and she's 16. And so I end up making out with her. But we're all drinking. So what's funny is like that could have been bad enough, but there was another girl there who was 15 and she was also drinking. And so somehow I end up three-way making out with the 16 and 15-year-old in the backyard while drinking. And that is the like probably one of the more shameful topics. In my defense, like I said, freshly 18, been talking to the girl since I was 17. There's no, I have no excuse for the 15-year-old. She just jumped in and I didn't know how to fight it off.
Just picturing that scene from Wild Scenes, you're like, you know,
it pretty much was like that from what I remember. Oh my God. Yeah, no, that was just back then. It was like, nowadays it's like hardcore. You turn 18, like that's it. You need to, which is kind of crazy to think that the day you turn 18, like 3/4 of your dating pool is now cut off. And,
yeah.
Obviously if you're 18 and the girl's like fucking 13 or some shit, yeah, that's weird. But like today, I'd be a little bit understanding if you told me that like some kids got together when they were 17 and 16 and yeah, the guy turned 18 or the girl turned 18 or, I'm sure there are some blurry lines around that, but
yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's the law. It's stupid.
Yeah. Unless you're another co-host on the show, you think the law is 16. According to him. I don't even believe him. I think he just thinks that's funny. I think he just thinks it's funny to talk like that.
I hope so, because in certain states, I think it is, right?
Yeah, there are some states where it's 16 for sure. But I don't know how that works, because isn't 18 like the federal? Isn't there a federal age?
Yes.
So then what happens?
So I guess it's just like, you know how like weed is legal in some states, but like it's not legal on a government level, but they just don't enforce it.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's something like that. But then again, like if you were the dad of one of those girls and like you found out that was happening and you wanted to enforce it, could you?
I would think so. I would think if you're the dad, you could call the cops.
Yeah.
Or you could, or if he's 18, you're the dad, you could probably legally fuck him up.
Yeah, that's probably the better route to go.
Yeah, there's always that option, especially if it's like a southern state, you're in the South or something. Wonder what happens if you're in the South and you're a white dad and your daughter's dating a black guy. Do you have legal grounds to fuck him up in that case? In some states.
Or could you? That's the bigger problem. I always wonder that, like when you like the hot teacher finds out, like you find out a hot teacher is sleeping with like your 16-year-old student, but she's married. And then you find out the 16-year-old student's like this big ass like football player and her husband's like this total weenie.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
That would be the fucking worst.
Could you imagine being
married? Do shit about it.
Being married to a teacher and you go to fight the student banging your wife and he beats you up.
Pieces you up.
You'd have to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like you would just legitimately have to kill yourself.
Yep. There's
nothing else I could think to do. I mean, even your wife banging a teenager alone, you'd probably have to kill yourself. Unless you become like a meme lord on the internet and you trash the fuck out of her online and turn her into a meme, like a horror meme on the internet. That's one option.
Oh yeah, you'd have to go full on Gypsy Crusader to like bounce back from that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But if it's not that, You oh dude, you know what? I fucking found it actually. I found this clip of me on this fucking show and what they said about me.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I can. All right. Let me get this pulled up here.
It's our fucking guy.
So you fucking remember that, dude.
Do stay strong, man.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Be a fucking man. And when you know what you want,
things come to you, dude. The world will conspire to give you what you
That's
want.
that's it.
It's from The Alchemist.
So this video is from a guy. Oh yeah, he says he talks about everything. He gives his name.
Let's
and
go.
shit,
It's
so
2 minutes, so let's go.
Right away. The first picture that comes up is awful. Yo, Leo and Johnny. Longtime fan here.
Thanks,
Big
brother.
fans of both of you
He
guys.
looks like he's
My
smoking
name is
crack through
Rob.
a
I
empty
am from
soda
Davis
can.
in California, right by
Davis,
Sacramento,
California.
actually.
A lot of
Yes.
meth there.
So
It's a
I'm
nice
just gonna
place.
fire
There.
away.
A lot
I
of
am
meth.
28 years old. Okay, I was 28 at the time. I was not yet 29, but 28. I didn't have long hair. Maybe that's why she left me on red, because I was not like my long-haired persona like I should have been.
Okay, 20.
And
Brother,
I've had
you
a
look
crush on
39.
the same girl since the 8th grade. A little bit of context, a little background. In the 8th grade, I was a fucking loser. I was a nerd. I wore eyeliner. All my clothes were from Hot Topic. I had Nightmare Before Christmas dolls hanging from my backpack.
I love it.
And
Nice.
this
There was
girl
always
was
that one
a
kid.
cheerleader. She was popular, way out of my range. But in math class, every day she would talk to me. She was very nice to me. So that was a huge high for my 8th grade self-esteem. I've obviously gone about my life as normal, dated girls, this, that, and the other, whatever. It's just in the back of my head, this has always been there. This is like the holy grail of girls to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've always been
This guy's
cool.
cutting.
Like, obviously we're friends. We follow each other on Instagram still. We back and forth, friendly sometimes. I'm not friend zoned or anything like that. Like, that's not a concern of mine. It's mostly just that, you know, after all these years of kind of just being nice to each other, where to go from here.
He is. He said he's not in the friend zone.
So
Hold on.
I realized that I've been a pussy for about 15 years, and the obvious answer to my question is just to fucking grow a pair and hit her up. Maybe hit her with the classic "Life is finite" Leo
Yes.
line.
Yes.
But I really just want to get your guys' advice, your guys' input on the situation before I do something. You know, I feel like almost 30 now. Our high school reunion. Damn, I forgot how long of a video I sent in. It's about time I grab life by the balls and shoot my shot, you know? Like I said, this being the holy grail and all, I'm nervous. You know, I'm fucking nervous.
You're
know?
nervous
When I
making
hit
this
her up
video.
and she
Is this guy
inevitably
chilly?
turns me down, Johnny thinks I'm nervous in this video for some reason. He brings this up again later.
It's just like he's shivering this whole
You gotta
video.
find something
just
new.
kind of wondering, what would you guys do in this situation if you played pussy for 15 years and finally got a stick up your ass to hit this girl up? You know, what would you say to her? You know, I explained it as well as I can explain it. You know what I'm trying to say. Thanks for hearing me out, guys. I'm
Thanks,
looking
brother.
forward to the next episode.
Hell yeah.
Hey, good man. Hey,
Hey,
well, first
okay,
of all, we
dude.
really appreciate the
Yeah.
in-depth. That was a good way
Yeah.
to go about it for you
Yeah.
guys. We were saying about a minute, but you know, maybe we can go to 2 minutes.
We could probably go to 2 if it's
Two's
this
good. If it's this,
If this quality with
Yeah.
the backstory,
That was
and
great,
explains
dude.
what he.
I
I wish he told us
appreciate it.
what he did for a living.
because that it could start there. I
I
mean,
assume he's a beef jerky salesman.
so she's been nice to him all these years. He was denying the friend zone, but he is in the friend area. At least.
So basically, I'm worried that she's looking at him a little bit as like a charity case because he was like a cross dresser. He
yeah.
dressed like Marilyn Manson,
Right.
But you know,
Yeah.
that worked at Hot Topic.
He might find out. He might. Okay, there's a couple of ways. If this works out perfectly for him, she's been in love with him for 15
Right.
years.
It could actually be the case. And
Yeah.
look, dude, the fact that you got your 28, your high school reunion, your 10-year high school reunion
Good
coming
place
up,
to fucking ask her.
she could be there.
Or he could ask her
Or
on
maybe
a
that's
date
he asked
there.
her the date there. That's right. Or like that could be his opener.
Okay,
like,
I say we're coming up with a plan, and it's a good one.
Okay, good,
He should
good.
ask her to the reunion as his date, as friends. You could even say the no funny business. obviously the life is finite's in your pocket. I think you've used like, hey, you know, we're all gonna die kind of one day type stuff. Or
2 days ago with the ex, I'm like,
exactly.
you're washed up, you're 35, you're gross, no one will love you. I'm all you got. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah,
you know what? That probably
so long term that'll work for this guy.
Yes.
What do we always say on this pod? You can get any pussy if you wait long enough.
If you wait long enough, it's true.
But I mean, okay. I got a little. I love it. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite part of the podcast. Mm-hmm. I love it, but I disagree with asking her as a date to the reunion right up, from the jump, because reunions are awkward. 10-year reunions are weird. Half the people you don't want to talk to, you're like awkwardly.
She did not go to the high school reunion.
I was going to ask, did you go?
No, did you?
Fuck no.
You know what's funny is I really wanted to, because I'm a cheeseball, so I always fantasized about a cool 10-year high school reunion. But of course, wasn't it like the brewery or some gay shit like that?
It was like at Roostellers or some shit. But the funniest thing is, I was better friends. I had a lot of friends in the grade below us.
Yeah,
that was kind of my main friend group. So when they had their 10-year reunion, Bridget Roberts invited me to that one.
Okay,
that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's they're kind of obsolete nowadays, honestly. Anyways, just with social media.
Yeah, like you already know what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
And plus with Dixon, like if you want to go to a high school reunion, just go to Bud's on a Friday night. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're hooking up with the big man.
Boss man.
All right, let me keep this going for a minute.
Like making conversation with, oh, what are you doing now? Oh, you had your second abortion. Congratulations. You're fucking, you know, your dad's in prison and now you're saddled with debt. Okay, great. So use the anniversary as a question, as a reason to DM her. As like a guise to.
Oh, by the way, so this saga did go on. What Johnny's going to end up saying, which we'll get to, he's going to say, when you message her, don't get into a full conversation with her. Like, just ask her to hang out immediately, like hit her with it out of the blue. What happened, unfortunately, though, was that I sent in this video submission, and it took days for them to get it on the show. So by this point, by the time they air this video, I'm already in like a 2-day long conversation with her. So then after this video, I replied to Johnny and I said, hey, we've been talking for 2 days already. And Johnny got mad at me and said, bro, you're not listening to my fucking advice when I tell you to.
You're like, no, I just got the advice too late.
Yeah, no, it's not this one. There's another one. I don't even think the other one is still uploaded, where in the second video that I sent them, they say I look like an ISIS apologist because I had my shirt hanging around my neck and it looked like a gray scarf that like a Middle Eastern dude would wear or something.
That's niche as fuck. That's hilarious.
And to pop into her DMs.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Hey, you going?
Yeah,
but reunion.
But you know, deeper than that, right? Like, what is the DM? You got to DM this chick, right? We're in May.
Yo, what's up? Why not, John?
We're in May now. The reunion's in July. Let's get them.
Why not, John? If you're missing the context, is that these guys are talking about me. This is old news, but they're talking about me asking a girl out
on a date before then, you know?
Oh, I like that.
Right. And so if you've gone out already and look, if you can get this chick to start dating you, then yeah, take her to the reunion. Fuck it. But I wouldn't use the reunion as a first date. I would just use it as a reason to start up conversation. Your thoughts?
Look, I think, yeah, you know, the reunion might be odd because she might be she might be seeing a lot of people from the past, and she's not going to have that much time to spend with you.
Yeah, and you need to isolate. You need ISO time.
But it is a good, if you haven't DM'd her, it's a good, you need isolation time is important. Now, if you haven't DM'd her, I would say it's a good line to use to DM her, and then maybe do something small, like a little, hey, you know, we should catch up, have coffee, or let's get a yogurt.
What does this guy say exactly, Leo? This guy
I like coffee. I like coffee, but the line in Good Will Hunting's funny. He's like, "Oh, we could just do any arbitrary thing." Like, and I've used that before, but in my own way.
That's
like,
funny.
Oh, I was like, we could drink coffee, or if you don't drink coffee, you know, like tea, we could have some tea.
I think when I did message her, I did mention coffee, and then I just straight up mentioned like, "But we could just do whatever. Like, I don't care. We should just hang out." Because I might have mentioned going out to drink jokingly, and then it was like, "Oh, but you don't drink." Because you're a goody two shoes, like she said.
tea together. Or if you don't do that, I mean, we could go and hit a aerobics juice and get a smoothie. It doesn't matter. I was like, yeah, let's just chat and go on a walk. You know, I would say something, simplify it so that it's an easy thing. Give her like a time period where you go like, oh, hey, I got a free hour on like Wednesday if you wanted to meet. And there's a good, cool coffee shop. Maybe find out where her area where she's living in.
How does
if
she,
you guys
how
are
does he
close
slide
by.
in? Let's back way up. Okay.
All right, we're going word. If we're going like,
let's back way up. What does he say in the first slide?
okay, so he's never spoken to
into
her.
first base.
He hasn't spoken to her in 15 years.
It kind of sounds like that. He's either hadn't spoken.
No, that was not the case. Even
I
before,
assume you got that wrong.
even before the 2-day long conversation, sounds like you fucked it up, bro. Yeah, but I explained the context. I already started talking to her, not knowing that they were even really going to air my video and respond to it. We had, we've talked off and on, like typical responding to stories and posts here and there. She'd post like a Jonas Brothers thing, and I always like the Jonas Brothers. I'd comment on it. So we always talked throughout the last 10 or 15 years.
To her, but she watches his stories. She likes his posts.
Okay, he mentions that.
They know that they're in each other's orbit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I think you got to open with an exclamation point. Hey, exclamation point, or right?
All right.
Like,
well,
you can't
I'm
open-
trying to think of something that I would do with a girl that I went to high school with, and it's been a while. What about him bringing up a funny memory from the
Johnny's
class?
going to kill it this part.
Maybe. Do you remember the time that?
I remember that
Mr.
time all the
Jones's-
bullies
yeah.
just stuffed me in my locker and
Right.
called me
And
faggot
you opened
for
it
wearing
for me?
eyeshadow.
You opened it for me, and I had a boner. I'm
Wasn't
not
that
gonna lie. And then I jerked off to you shortly after in the bathroom in the 100 building. I came all over the stall. Anyway, how are you?
I remember. Yeah. Hey, remember when I was dangling from a tree outside your parents' house and spying on you with binoculars, like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future, and then I fell and got hit by a car, and then I got a settlement, and I walk with a permanent limp. But hey, I got $12 grand out of it.
And I wanted to let you know I saw your tits that time.
Yeah.
But remember the time where I kind of was really short with you after school, and I said, hey, I got to run. I actually had explosive diarrhea that day, and I'm sorry. And I was shitting my pants when I was talking to you. Anyway, how are you? How you been?
Yeah.
Okay, no. I say you bring up a funny memory from the class.
I like that.
And then
And if
she'll
there was
be like,
not a
of
funny memory, if there's not a funny memory,
bring up somebody that died at the high school.
Right,
Be like,
right.
remember Johnny?
Hey, do you remember our
Reeves?
favorite history teacher, Mr.
Fucking
Burke?
died. He died.
He OD'd on fentanyl.
Right, it's crazy. He's a party animal.
Yeah, that guy
Did you know
rules,
that?
dude.
And if you don't have that person, make it up. Who cares? She's not going to check in with the staff. Tell her one of her counselors died. Tell her a history teacher.
I did use a death with Calamity Jane the one time we talked. A mutual friend of ours died from an overdose. And it was funny, I hit her. It was a terrible excuse because it was like 7 months after he died.
Oh no.
I don't know. I just got an urge one day and I was like, I want to fucking hit her up and see if she will respond. And surprisingly, she was pleasant. I've told the story on the stream before, though. One, there's no chance with her getting back to me. I was like an absolute fucking animal to her. Like, just the shit I did to her, I can never say publicly. But she was surprisingly nice. And I was like,
did she have a man at this time, or was she single?
well, she was pregnant at this time. I think very newly pregnant. I didn't even know. I'm pretty sure she had a guy at this time. Yeah, she replied. She was totally nice, more nicer than I thought she would have been. But I fucked it up when, again, me being kind of full of myself. I was like, hey, our buddy died. Did you hear about this? She's like, yeah, I saw. And then I said something like, I don't know why. I thought I should see if you knew and see if whatever. She was like, yeah, I heard about it. That's really sad. And I was like, well, my birthday's coming up. Are you going to tell me happy birthday? And she was like, maybe not. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess bye. And yeah, some people, I think I told the story on stream. People in the chat were like, bro, like you get one chance to talk to the ultimate ex and you ask her if she's going to tell you happy birthday. It's like, yeah, I'm telling you guys, that's just kind of the way I am. But I think that stuff is funny. Like, I think it's funny to be like, like a quirky, like negative trait about somebody. I don't know. Like, I know she laughed. I know she read it and laughed. I know her. I know she read it and was like, oh yeah, that's
I was gonna
Anthony.
say, you asking that question is probably more in line of what she remembers from you. So she probably,
Yeah, and it's like a lighter thing that she would have remembered from me. But yeah, I don't know. They give anyone a mic. The fact that I have a mic is proof that they'll give anyone a mic nowadays, honestly. This guy on the right, Johnny Mitchell, has got like a channel with over 1 million subscribers now. He's like successfully made it. He's like flying first class and shit. I don't like his new channel, The Connect.
I haven't seen his new channel, but
I liked it when it started. When it started, it was just him talking about his past on drugs and going to prison. And then he started interviewing people. And that's, to me, when it fell off. Now he interviews people that have to do with like the drug trade and the underground. And it's not really my favorite anymore. I like him as a comedian. On Apple Podcasts, actually, you can still find old episodes of the Johnny Mitchell Show. Back when he was like saying the N-word in his apartment, and he got kicked out of his apartment because he had a black girl for a neighbor, and she heard him one day, and she told on him to like apartment management. And then the whole plot of the iPod was we're an iPod on the run because they kept having to find different places to host the. I think I'm saying iPod. They kept having to find different places to host the podcast because.
oh, dude, that's so easy to beat though. Like if you get a black neighbor and you're saying the N-word, just say you're listening to like rap too loud. Just be like, no, that was your people saying it. I was just projecting it.
Jesus. He like sent his co-host next door to apologize with a phone recording in his pocket, and the girl's like, I'm not interested in whatever the fuck you're coming over here to talk about.
That's
Yeah, no,
great.
so Johnny Mitchell is big time now. Leo is still palling around with Danny, but Danny just shut his channel down, and he's going to start a new channel, which apparently is going to be something to do with history. I don't know, but
He shut his channel down?
so he just got a couple more videos to upload, he says, but if you look at the header, it says 2017 through 2025, and he's posted about it on Instagram. He says his channel is pretty much constantly getting demonetized, and he says shadow banned. But honestly, it's because his viewership fell off because he fell off, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And he's been stuck at the same subscribers for years now. So he's giving up on the Danny Mullen channel. And he said he's going to start a new channel. And in a comment exchange, somebody said, oh, you should make videos about history because Danny's always been kind of a history nerd. And he said like, oh yeah, that's what the new channel is going to be like. So he might be doing like some gay fucking Shakespeare videos and shit. I don't know. But
He just released one like last week where he goes back to Slab City.
yeah, that video is fucking awful. I watched it. He's not gonna, you can see the difference in him. It's actually really sad. If you watch one of his videos from like 2018, 2019, like the original Rating UCLA video, like one of Leo's first appearances in the channel, dude, it's straight up like undeniable aura. Like they're like, Leo's a rock star. They go to like sorority houses and Leo shows up and he's like, what's up? I was on The Bachelorette, and all the girls are asking him for pictures, and just even the way Danny talks, you can just hear like a different confidence in his voice. And then you watch a video of him today, and he's just kind of like a fucking bumbling nerd. And it's like, dude, what happened? I think he just got older, honestly. It's just a simple.
I think that's a lot of what it has to do with.
Yeah, he just
And
aged.
then he tried to get into like owning the libs for a while, and that didn't really.
Oh god, yeah, he got into like Ben Shapiro and Elon Musk. And now that he's like 33 or 34, I mean, dude, one of his classic videos was literally going into Target and yelling rape as loud as you can. And it's like, okay, I get it. When you turn 30, you can't really just go around yelling rape in Target. Like it's not going to hit the same. But there's even something in his voice changed, like his delivery, just, it sounds like he used to have a fire. It sounds fucking cheesy, but there used to be like a fire when he talked. He just talked.
Now he's just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah. Now it just seems like he's trying to be edgy, and it just doesn't really work.
Teacher, sociology.
Do
teacher.
all.
Janitor.
I'm liking this less and less as we go on. First of all, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath,
Relax.
buddy.
This
What's
is
this guy's
It's
name?
going to work out for you.
Chad?
What is his name?
I don't know, but he looks like a proud boy. He looks like he owns a bunker in Idaho where he
looks,
puts provisions.
To
for
me,
the other world.
I bet you he's a mechanic. He looks like a mechanic.
He looks like an archer.
He
looks like he shoots arrows?
Archer. Yeah, he looks like he could work at like a deli.
You think you
Maybe
grow
like a
your own food
sandwich
for sure.
artist.
Not with that beard. I don't want anybody making.
I think
my
he has
meatball.
a trade. He's like a welder, and he makes like $150 an hour.
That's great. Well, hopefully, dude. I mean, we could talk about grooming, and there's
For the context, at the time, I was selling phones at an AT&T authorized retailer.
a lot of other things we need to talk about in terms of like putting some muscle on you, put your shoulders back.
No hat.
Yeah, no hat.
I bet you have good hair.
Yeah, he looks like he has a good hairline.
Good hair. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
So, Guy, definitely like
play to your strengths.
Yeah,
buddy.
play to your
They really
strengths.
have to up on
Tan, perhaps.
Tan.
I will say right now they're going to talk about drinking protein and working out. Literally after this, I started running like 2 miles a night for a couple years. I was doing sit-ups, and I started doing like this 12-minute ab routine. I like was pretty close to having like abs. Like I had lines coming in, all because of this. Because I was like, oh yeah, I should start doing that. And then once the girl, once Courtney left me on red, dude, it was all over. I stopped working out. I was like, well, there's no point to be doing this I'm like that too. Once I lose my goal, like I will just say, fuck it. The whole reason I got clean the first time was because I was going to save my relationship. But then when Calamity Jane was like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. Like the next day I hit up my dealer and was like, hey, I'm back. Like, let's get back to this. Once my objective like slides out of like attainability, I'm just like right back to fentanyl or right back to not working out. Like I don't care anymore. I'm very externally driven. If there is no external motivation, I'm not doing it. So I gave up on the same.
I'm the type who can say something to myself like motivational, but until I hear it from somebody else, I'm not gonna pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, okay, I have a 6-pack, but I sit in my room. I'm sure it'd be nice. I do kind of want to get back to working out. Sometimes I think about getting back to my abs, but bro, if there's no fucking Courtney Briggs around to admire the abs,
Exactly.
There's nothing to it to me.
Tanning would be great.
Yeah.
We can get you a couple of, wear a Henley shirt.
Yeah, Henley.
With some nice jeans and some boots. Very classic look.
Yeah.
I do have boots.
Yeah, just don't
Maybe
look
a
like
necklace.
you're storming the Capitol. That's
Maybe a
all we're
necklace
saying.
on,
Unless
maybe
this
a
chick,
little-
this cheerleader is like a hardcore Trumper.
She could be.
Dude, if she was a hardcore Trumper, that would be a perfect in.
Probably.
If
You want to go to the fucking rap?
Dress like you're storming the Capitol.
The what?
I said, if you're looking for what I'm looking for, dress like you're storming the Capitol.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. If you're looking for a racist girlfriend, the racist girls hate Trump though now.
It's all gotten so muddied.
Yeah, like now the racist girls, like the Groiper girls, they also hate Trump. Some Groiper OnlyFans chick that I follow, she posted some story that said like, it was like a clip of JD Vance saying like, oh, so if you know where the sexual predators live, like just tell us so we can arrest them. And then the clip cut to Google Maps and it was pointing at the White House in Washington, D.C. I was like, oh yeah, the Groipers hate Trump now.
Oh yeah, is it the Maya girl?
Yes, it is her.
Yeah, she's hot.
I don't believe this. We talked about this on the stream, me and Protomax. I don't believe the Groiper OnlyFans chicks. I think they're doing it to get the Groipers to subscribe to their OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them are.
The Maya girl also, I learned she doesn't have an OnlyFans. She has like a Friendsly or something, like Fansly, one of those off-brand OnlyFans. But because real Groipers aren't down with porn.
Yeah, you would think not. I mean,
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes claims to be a virgin by choice.
Yeah, anyone who's into that, in the Groipers, they listen to that guy. That's like their guy.
Which I would imagine at this point of his fame, like that's probably true.
I would imagine he could get laid if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of him saying, honestly, like kind of like the most I don't want to say normal or intelligent, but the most, I guess, a reasonable thing I've really heard him say. It was when he went on Candace Owens, and Candace Owens tried to call him out for like, why don't you have a girlfriend? Why aren't you married? And like, selfless. I thought kind of selflessly, he was like, bro, do you know who I am? Like the second I get with a girl, like she's going to be getting attacked for being with me. And I was like, oh, I guess that is actually kind of like, I'm sure that's not your only motivation. He claims to be Catholic, so he's not looking to do that. But I'm like, that is a selfless motivation to not want to, but I don't think that's the only reason. I think he also just, he talks about how he's annoyed by girls constantly, which is kind of like halfway to where I am, except I still have to message that girl back from LA. I wonder if she's going to watch the stream now that I told her I'm streaming, and I was asking her if she thinks I'm a chauvinist. I hope she does.
She had to look up and see what that meant.
Yeah, I hope she does, just to hear me say that I think she's retarded. But she knows I think she's retarded. And she told me I get away with it because I'm hot anyway, so I think I'm allowed to call her retarded. I think this goes on for like a couple more minutes. Let me see, and then I'll be done with it.
Allie? The Save Our Children rally?
Look, I think there's really not a lot you could do, but just kind of bring up an old memory. Then say, you've been on my mind since you're coming to the, are you going to the reunion? Like, tell her that's why you've been thinking about her.
Hey,
and she'll be like,
I
am going to the reunion.
Yes, that's what it is. It's like, hey, been forever.
Right.
You look great. Right? So literally, by the way, a ton of other bitches in the world, right? So I don't want him going in desperate.
Oh, wait, this is actually the best part. This is the best advice he gave.
Because I feel like he's going to get his heart broke. Like she's shaking just talking about it.
Right.
So I want you to take pressure off of yourself. Keep in mind, live with the knowledge that even if you do end up getting together with her and marrying her, she's going to get fat. So make that put you at ease a little bit.
Also,
she's going to get fat and gross.
If you ask her to go to coffee and she says no, doesn't mean anything. Honestly, you could still see her at the reunion, be the charming, chivalrous knight that she's been flicking her bean to every night. And you could be having sex with her in a closet in a balcony that night. You could jizz into her and she could be pregnant by fucking next week.
Let's pray that happens.
So the next 2 episodes, I was on 2 more episodes, and those aren't still uploaded. I don't know what happened to those. They're probably on Apple Podcasts, but it would be audio only. But I think I did end up telling them, she left me on red. This is like a mission failed. And they did a segment where they're like, sometimes shit doesn't work out and go back to doing sit-ups and drinking protein and, you'll find someone else or whatever. But yeah, fucking A, dude. I'm real pissed now that I went back and looked at those old messages and saw how good I was doing. Like, I was doing good, dude. She was sending me orange hearts, brother.
That's a sign.
I'm telling you, orange hearts, telling me I'm a rock star. Sarcastically, like she was teasing me. Like, that's the way I would put it. She was teasing me. And there's just no way. There's no way that me asking her to hang out was like that out of the blue. Like, there's no way she wasn't expecting it. Dude, we talked for like 2 or 3 fucking days. You were like telling me all the shit about. Oh, I'm so fucking pissed. I'm gonna go message her now and tell her I'm gonna fucking hunt down her. I'm gonna fucking.
You should. I was gonna say that's your next one. We can start plotting how to get this little dweeb out of the way.
I'm gonna hunt down that fucking boyfriend. I'm trying to get a video pulled off of YouTube for the first time.
Just you threatening to murk somebody?
I've done it before on the channel, and YouTube is actually like way more relaxed than people give it credit for. I would assume it's because I'm not a name. I'm sure if I had 1 million subscribers, I'd have to kind of watch what I say at least a little bit more. But as of right now, I've never had a video pulled for any kind of censorship reason.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as you get monetized, where like people start advertising with you, that's when they become stingy about it.
Yeah, that's when they start noticing. I've always said I would really like to get up to like 1 million subscribers and just never monetize and become famous as the guy that's like, dude, he's got 1 million subscribers and he doesn't give a fuck about money. But I'm not kidding anyone, dude. As soon as I can monetize, I'm fucking monetizing. I want that $20 a month, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the thing is, I would have to pay. I'd be like Venmoing everyone that comes on. So like if we were monetized now, and let's say I get like $20 at the end of this month, I'd Venmo you like $5, and then Annie $5, and Johnny, I'd Venmo him like 25 cents, and then I'm saying I'd pay everyone that comes on. I'd Venmo Protomax. But fucking A, you want to call it?
We'll put it back into the company.
Yeah, it'd either be that or just
I got to get me a good background.
That is true. Yeah, I wonder what you will end up getting. I get bored with my background, but it's not like I can just buy a new life-size cutout of someone else.
I'll think of something.
It sucks that you can't do Trey used to have, because he had his TV in the background, so he would just like watch anime, and there was just anime always scrolling through. There is one guy I used to watch, Austin. He was the producer of Danny Mullen's podcast back in the day. He used to play a constant green screen reel of like anime girls in their underwear. Speaking of one of the topics we were gonna do, guys that put the anime girl stickers on their cars, but the idea of the anime girls as the background is cool. I like that idea. I don't like the idea of putting anime girl stickers on your cars, but I like the idea of that as a background for a stream.
Yeah, that could be good. Yeah, to me, like the guys that put the anime stickers on their car, that's like the equivalent of, when you're like 12 or 13, you put like the Sports Illustrated poster up in your bedroom.
Yes.
Or like you had a poster of a girl in a bikini. It's like, is it those guys that just never grew out of that? Like, what is that? What are they trying to tell us?
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's in simp territory. Although I will say the background on my computer, my wallpaper, is a picture of Claudia Jennings naked. But the reason I have a naked girl as my computer wallpaper is because I never had a computer in my room when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I never got that phase. You know, like most boys got a lot of boys had a computer in their room when they were teenagers, and they always had like naked girls and shit on their computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got that phase. So I was like, well, I'm going to go through that now. I'll have a naked chick as my computer wallpaper.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe these guys never got that phase, and now like they're in their 20s and they've got cars and everything. So now they're like reverting back to that.
The car is crazy though, because like you drive to work in your car. Like I even feel bad about like I drove to some job interviews. I've got the Disco Acid Cult TV stickers on my car, and they're small. You can't always see them, but I was like paranoid about it. I'm like, oh, what if the job interview guy sees my car and looks up the name on my stickers on my car? I'm also pretty positive no one's ever subscribed to the channel from those stickers on my car. I mostly did it as a joke because I think the only thing worse than the guys that put anime girl stickers on their cars are guys that put their Instagram handle on their car.
Oh yeah, to like look at my car, check out all the mods I got, like that sort of shit.
Yeah, it's always dudes that drive a shitty Honda Civic.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be funny to have my YouTube name on the car as kind of like a joke, a play on that. But you know, people don't know that I'm joking. It's the same thing as like me saying I want the Hulk Hogan hair, but people are gonna think I'm serious about it, not knowing that I think it's funny until they get to know me. Putting chicks in your car is wild. That's some simp shit. Yeah, it's in the simp territory when you put anime girls on your car.
Back in the day, we had like the guys that would put like the Skin Industries chick outline on the back of their truck. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day, the guys that did stuff like that, you're talking about guys that wore like Fox clothing.
Oh yeah.
The same brand of guy. Famous Stars and Straps, that brand too.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes me think of like Tucker, guys, Tucker and Dylan.
Yeah.
Guys with those names. Yeah, for
guys
sure.
with rich parents.
Yeah. Rich parents, and they don't want to have rich parents, but they quite enjoy the benefits, but they don't want you to know they have rich parents. I don't know how to explain it completely, but somewhere in the middle of that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Those fucking people. I always hated those guys. I'm related to Dylan somehow. I can't remember how exactly. But it's like a long, very long distance like relationship, but I am related to him somehow.
Dylan with a C or Dylan with a P?
With a P.
Okay.
The blonde one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are related somehow. Or at least we were through some marriage. I'd have to ask my mom, but I never got along with him. I remember some girl pushed him in like 8th grade, and he hit the back of his head on the wall, and he was just fucking bleeding like crazy.
Yeah, his head open. I remember that too.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the contact was.
I was there when that shit happened. We were in PE, and we were walking back to the gym to change out of our clothes. And that girl, I forget her name, but she pushed him, and he pushed back into the wall, and the back of his head at the wall. And it was like just the whole back of his head was just busted open. And it didn't even look like that much. Like, it was like, how the fuck did that even happen?
Well, no, but he had the like blonde hair, so it did look like a lot because the red on blonde contrast.
Yeah, that's true. The Ric Flair effect.
Yep.
Man, I felt
yeah, that song was full of cornballs. That's 100% true.
Dylan with the C, I hated him, but we ended up becoming friends because we worked at the pizza joint together.
Okay, yeah, I can see him being a cooler guy once you get to know him, but yeah, I didn't really like him in high school.
Yeah, no, that's when I got that job. I worked with a lot of people that I would have never been friends with initially, but because we had a job together, I ended up becoming friends with. He was one of them. Brayton was one of them.
Brayton was funny.
Yeah, no, I fucking love Brayton. But before I worked with him, he's the type of, he would have called me a faggot, and we probably would have had beef if we just went to school together and never really knew each other. But then we got this job. I worked at this job with him. I got to know him. Dude, I think he's married to her now. You know his girlfriend that he's married to.
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say they're still together.
So I always had a crush on her. So every time I'd come into work, I would sing to him. You know that song Jesse's Girl?
Yeah.
I sing that, but I say Brayton's girl. I wish that I had Brayton's girl. And he'd get me like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Dude, I had a crush with her sister for a while, but her sister turned into a crackhead. Her sister was in our grade.
I remember you telling me about that. She was hot back then. I mean, they were a hot pair of sisters. Let's be honest here. Pretty much once we passed the 8 o'clock mark, once we passed the 7:30 mark, I think that's when shit starts flying out of my mouth that I probably shouldn't say, but it's because I know no one from Dixon is watching the stream for any longer than like 5 minutes if they even come
Right.
across it. So by this point, how long do you want to go? Do you want to do 2 hours like the rest of them?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. We can get off whenever.
Right on. I'll probably call it here in a few minutes.
I mean, I know we didn't get to like half the topics, but
yeah, no. Like we were saying, at least the first stream is going to be like a
good introduction lore episode.
Yeah. That's what me and Trey did for the first couple times we streamed. We did a lot of Dixon lore episodes that anyone else that comes along in the future won't care, but they're good like warm-up streams. Whoever's left in the viewers. Let me see how many people are around. There's like 4, it says. I don't know who you guys are. You guys should say something before we go. Just announce yourselves. I know Protomax is around, but he's driving, so that's all fine.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. That faggot shit that everyone on YouTube has to say that I'm never going to get used to.
They're getting paid, though.
The what?
I said they're getting paid, though.
Yeah, it kills me. It kills me every time I hear some YouTuber say it, but then I like look at their numbers and I'm like, well, I guess it works.
Do you watch Papa Meat a lot? Do you know who that is?
No, actually. Is it a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I guess Meat Canyon's his bigger channel, but he's got.
I know Meat Canyon.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same guy.
Okay. What does he do on Papa Meat?
He just covers like a variety of subjects, like whatever's going on in the news.
Okay, I looked it up, and one of his videos says pyramid schemes are the worst.
Yeah, just things like that.
The horrors of Walmart. Walmart is always a good topic. To me, Walmart like is the culture. Like when I think of any questions, like my measurement is always walk into Walmart and ask 10 people. You know, like when I talk about music today, like, oh, when I talk about how rock and roll is dead, my measurement is go into Walmart, ask 10 people to name 10 big rock bands from today. You know, or go into Walmart and ask 10 people to name rock bands from the 80s. They can all name bands from the 80s, but they can't name bands from today. And that's kind of how I judge anything. Like, this movie sucks. Go into Walmart, ask 10 people to name 3 actors from this movie, and they can't tell you that or whatever. Walmart is also great for white people jokes. White people in their pajamas going to Walmart. It's like one of the
Oh, dude, yeah, the girl from high school with the Cookie Monster pajamas.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that.
And she has the Playboy bunny tattoo somewhere on her.
Either it's a tattoo or it was like that sticker they used to get when they tan.
Oh, dude, those were awesome though. I loved the tanning hype with the girls when we were in high school. I loved those those 2000s girls with the blonde hair. It was like the blonde hair, but the black layer underneath.
Yeah, what do they call it? The skunk hair or whatever.
Yeah, and they wore the big sunglasses, and they would wear pajamas to school sometimes. My favorite outfit the girls would wear is like the UGG, like on a cold day, the Uggs boots and like the sweatsuit or whatever.
Yep.
And they'd come to school with Starbucks or some shit.
Yeah, just that little Playboy bunny tanning thing sticking right above the jean line.
Yeah. And usually the sweatpants were like folded down once or twice.
Better times, man. Better times.
Yeah, the low-rise pants thing needs to come back. I hate this high-waisted pants, jeans. Even now, when you go online, obviously I don't buy girls' jeans like I used to, but I saw some YouTube channel covering it. When you see like jeans now for girls, they'll be called low-rise jeans. They'll be like nostalgia low-rise jeans. Dude, they're like up to their fucking belly button. Like,
dude, the thing I hate now is like girls' jeans, it'll be like tight in the ass, but then like as it goes down the leg, it flares out. So it just makes it look like their ass is the same width of their legs.
Yeah. I feel like that was kind of a thing when we were in high school too, though. Like the girl with the buds owner, that girl kind of wore pants like that.
Yeah, but she was built different. You're right. She was like one of the OG thick girls.
Yeah, she was thick before thick was like a word that we used to describe girls. And she was white. That was the crazy thing. She was white as fuck. She had a mouse face, dude. She was like that kind of white.
Yeah. She had that Erica Kirk face going on.
Isn't she married now?
Probably.
I feel like I saw her on Facebook at some point. It's not the same Facebook that we used to talk on, but I feel like I saw her on Facebook. You know who okay, before we go, I will drop this bit of lore. You know who I am very curious about that I can't find anywhere online? Do you remember Susanna Diaz? She was the shorter girl that kind of hung out with Priscilla all the time. Those two were always together.
I remember Priscilla. I don't really remember Susanna.
Dude, Susanna was I had a big crush on her. I had her in ceramics class, and we were really good friends. In ceramics class, her and I think it was like David Meyer. They voted I was most likely to get on drugs after high school after we graduated, and sure enough, they were correct. But Susanna and me were friends. She gave me a wallet-sized picture of her senior picture, and I kept it in my wallet until I was like 22 and met my girlfriend Calamity Jane, and she was finally like,
You need to get rid of that?
she was like, dude, you have to throw that fucking girl's picture away. And we never had a thing or anything. She just thought it was funny. You know, it was just like a funny thing that I did. I also used to carry around a picture of Laban. I used to have, you know, those like laminates the guys wear when they go on tour, like they might hang from their belt or something. Yeah. I used to have a laminate that was just Laban's MySpace profile picture, just like his face. And I would just wear it from my belt, hanging kind of where my keys would hang. And everybody would be like, why do you have a picture of Laban on your belt? And I was like, because that's my best friend. I had a picture of him on my fucking keychain. But so I had a picture of Susanna Diaz in my wallet for years, just her senior picture. God, I wish I didn't get rid of it. But yeah, I can't find her. I cannot find her fucking anywhere.
I would assume she's probably still. Are you friends with Priscilla on anything?
We might be on.
I think I'm friends with her on Facebook, and you could probably look through her. I mean, this is going to sound stalkerish, but you could probably look through her friends list and see if like Susanna got married and her last name changed.
No, I'm not friends with Priscilla on Facebook. And I don't care enough to add her. But yeah, I guess her last name could be different. That could be the big thing. No, but even when I look up her first name, nothing comes up.
It's probably something white now. She's probably got a white last name.
What if she's a dude now?
Oh.
What if she's what's the man's version name of Susanna? It'd be like there is really none, huh?
Sean.
Oh my god, yeah, it'd be Sean. She could be Sean now. Yeah,
that's crazy. There's at least 3 people from our high school that transitioned that I know of.
Who's the third? I only know of 2.
Third one was in. I'll text you right now. I'm gonna butcher this last name, so.
That's a name that I definitely recognize, but can't think of a face.
Well, that face looks much different now.
I was going to say, is that still the person's name, though?
I want to say, yeah. I want to say if you look him up on social media, that'll still be the name.
Was he a dude?
He was a dude.
And he's not a dude anymore.
Not anymore.
You even have to find this person now, because I'm also curious. When I did look up that name, it's like a Mexican person, but it looks like an actual girl. But I guess it could be the.
Yeah, no, his profile picture should be of a girl.
Is it kind of? I feel like this has to be the person. Is it kind of like in front of like a white wall with a black shelf?
Let me see.
Of course, I'm trying to find old pictures of a dude, but I'd imagine he would delete them. Is he kind of fat now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, maybe this is not the right person. Fizz is here. I don't watch 2 streams, and all of a sudden we're doing Friday streams with Dixon Cider.
Yeah.
Fizz, we're about to get off, so you're all good. It's been a stressful week. Haven't been able to. No, it's all good. Girlfriend weekend. It's a decompressed weekend. That's always good, though. Dixon Cider looks like he's staying at a Marriott extended stay. The white wall background.
Yep.
He is actually at a Marriott extended stay. He's staying with a transgender escort.
That's one of the girls we went to high school with.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. 3 people that we went to school with. It's funny because most people talk about how people that went to school back in the day, they don't know anyone that transitioned. But there are a couple.
It's crazy it would be at Dixon too. It was like
Well,
Dixon's
you know they're total outcasts too. Like, most people from Dixon are not down with that shit.
No. But like, thinking about the one we were talking about, like, she wasn't an outcast. She was kind of popular.
The first one we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't she move to like Oregon or some shit?
Yeah, she moved to one of those like weird hippie compounds.
Yeah, that's definitely when it happened.
Like, I literally think she lived in the woods for a while, like off the grid.
Yeah, like in a bus or some shit. Right on,
Yeah.
Fizz. You too. Yeah, we're gonna get off here in a minute. We're just kind of rambling for the last minute or whatever. I think it's like fucking 8:50. Yeah, usually I'll keep it to like 2 hours. So if we're starting at 6:30, I'll probably end it around 8:30 usually.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Like I said, this is the trial run, so
Yeah, and then
we're only
usually
gonna
we'll
go up
stick.
from here.
Usually we'll stick with topics better. The other 2 we had planned where we were going to talk about how Hollywood constantly wants to show off that they love black people. That's like Hollywood's big thing. And then we were going to talk about chicks working men's jobs. So like I was going to, female cops getting whooped on. You see that video of the chick cop that got like hip tossed out of her car?
Yes, the guy fucking stole her car and went on a joyride with it.
Straight up a pro wrestling hip toss out of the car. And she's like trying to open the door to get back in. It's like, dude, you guys need to stop doing this shit.
Yeah, that's great. The other thing I was thinking about is, they keep trying to push Cynthia Elvira down and everything. Dude, I found the one role the other night. I was looking through, I was ranking the James Bond movies. I was watching a video of a guy ranking the James Bond movies. Do you remember the one from San Francisco? It's got the chick Mayday in it.
No, which movie?
Well,
I can look up Mayday 007.
It's a Roger Moore one.
Oh god.
View to a Kill.
Okay. I've not seen View to a Kill.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. There's a role in it that's perfect for Cynthia Elvira.
Are you saying Cynthia Erivo?
Erivo, yeah.
I mean, I guess same thing anyways. I think the only role she'd be playing in the normal world is like fucking Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate Cynthia Erivo. She's one of those people though that if you say some shit about her on TikTok, dude, girls will go fucking crazy. And it's like, bro, I know you guys don't actually think she's hot.
No, you don't actually give a shit about her either. It's just whatever the thing is.
Yeah. That's why they hate Sydney Sweeney, because Sydney Sweeney is like actually hot and they want you all to pretend like Cynthia Erivo is hot. And it's like,
I'm not blind.
yeah, no, it's just like, dude, Cynthia Erivo looks like a fucking monster. And hey, if she was doing horror movies, that'd be great. But the fact that you're trying to make her like a thing that's like hot.
I mean, yeah, the fact that she was on the same list as like Anna de Armas, Sydney Sweeney, when they're like trying to figure out who the hottest girl of 2025 was. Like, give me a break.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all too much. But and it sucks. It's like it's never gonna go away. People love to say, like, oh, this stuff is dead, it's all dying out now. And it's like, no, it's not as popular as it was in like 2020, but it's definitely I mean, Sinners just got fucking nominated for 16 awards.
Yeah.
It's not which is like an all-time record, like which is people like aren't, they're not being realistic about it. They're like, no, it was a really good movie. And it's like, yeah, it was a perfectly good movie. I enjoyed it. But you realize like it being the most nominated movie of all time is literally sending a message that this is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like that's what it's going to go down as. I made the point earlier on TikTok that Stanley Kubrick throughout his entire life, his entire career was nominated for 13 Oscars. Entire career. And then Sinners comes along, 16 Oscar nominations for one movie. And it's like, that's like, you guys aren't even trying at this point,
no, that movie's not better than The Shining.
Yeah, like try to make it believable. Like, 10 awards, nominated for 10 awards. And even
I guess this is what it's compared to today. And if like every other movie that came out was that shitty, you know?
There's one person that tried to say that. They were like, yeah, but look at all the other movies of 2025. And I was like, yeah, but I think Weapons was a way better movie than Sinners. I thought Weapons was you can nominate Weapons for, not 16. No movie should be getting 16 nominations. Maybe
No.
like 10 at the most, like I said, but they could have given Weapons a shit ton. And I think Weapons might have gotten some nominations. I think Aunt Gladys got a nomination, which is funny. I love the Aunt Gladys thing. The LGBT whatever community is saying they all identify with the Aunt Gladys character, and it's like, bro, she's a witch that abducts children and tortures them. Like, that's really the character you guys want to get behind? But
You played yourselves.
yeah, congratulations, you played yourself.
That's funny.
I bet you that soundboard is available, actually, or that clip is available on.
Oh, it's got to be. That's got to be a popular one. Well, yeah, I'm ready to call this whenever you are. I got to piss like a racehorse.
Whatever, I'll look for it later. Yeah, all right. I'm down to call it 2. Anyone else that's around, we'll be back on Tuesday. Me and Protomax will be back on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then Dixon Cider will be back on next Friday at 6:30. We're gonna keep this thing going consistently. Maybe next Friday we'll actually get to all the topics. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We
no,
might
we'll
do a
make this
couple.
one too. This is, like I said, this is just kind of like an introduction episode. So
Yeah, for all and I'm sure there will be other episodes where we just get carried away on lore because we come from the same.
we have
fucking
so
town.
much of it. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Dirty White Boy used to get carried away with lore all the time too, but those are always fun as long as there's people in chat. It works out. All right, I'm gonna hit the outro. Once the outro starts, you can click off whenever you're good to go.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
Right on. Good time.
Good times.
And we're all here today to groove and have a beautiful time together, and that it's only the beginning.